Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Game Informer Show. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by Cyril Vasquez.
Hello.
And Leo Vader.
Thank you.
Hey, we have a hell of a show here. Destiny 2 Forsaken, everybody. It's our new cover story.
Yeah.
Woohoo! You two went on the trip along with the one and only Matt Miller, who's out of the office taking care of his baby. But we'd love to have him otherwise. Hopefully at some point in the future he'll be able to talk about that game. But we're going to dive in deep because you guys have played Heap and Helping. How would you describe it?
Yeah.
I would describe the helping as heaping. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then after that, we're going to map out 2018. I feel like after E3, it would really help me, and that's why I'm doing this, just for me, to get like a roadmap of like what releases are coming when, how am I going to budget this out, which ones are the most exciting. So we're going to run down those games, maybe gamify the release calendar a little bit.
A fun
later.
twist?
It is the Game Informer Show. After that, we have some fun community emails. Then back half of the show, we have Back of the Box Trivia. It's our trivia game based on the back of game cases. So if you've never played along, you should try it. It's fun. You can play along at home and scream into your earbuds. We highly encourage it. And this time, there's a 4th of July twist you'll never see coming. Ladies.
So many twists in this episode.
Canada only titles.
Oh man, where do you start?
Ubisoft Vancouver.
Technically on a box.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Destiny 2 Forsaken. You guys went to Bungie. This is before E3, actually.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah.
For the new cover story. Okay. They released like one of their classic Vidocs, which actually was very well produced. A lot of jokes, a lot of laughing. I was blown away by how much detail they went into there.
Yeah.
So people have like the basics, I think. But what have you guys seen beyond that? What are the big meaty things you can talk about here?
Well, we can talk about they've showed us basically sort of like the entire scope of the expansion.
Okay.
A bunch of the changes include there's a new race called the Scorn, which is basically the first time like a brand new race has been introduced to Destiny. Because before, with Taken King, it was
like here are these
ghost
versions.
Here is this remodeling. It does a little bit different, but these are like particularly different enemies in that they look different and they have different sort of like weak points, and they're different forms basically.
Even though lore-wise, they're a spin-off of the Taken, right?
Of the Fallen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Fallen, right.
Okay. Are they fun to fight? Let's just get into it.
Yeah, they're very different. Like there's one, though, sort of the most notable enemy that I've played against is an enemy that sort of holds a what do you call those things?
It looks like a lantern.
Yeah, like a sort of lantern, and sort of that's the weak point. He's holding it to his side, and so when you shoot that, it blows up, and that's the weak point.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. What is happening? What a weird thing. Okay.
Yeah, they've said that they're basically remaking that game entirely. No, but there's these chieftains as well that sort of throw out these totems, and they have different elements, and so you're supposed to shoot them first. So they feel more aggressive than a lot of the enemy races, in that they feel like they're coming at you a lot more quickly than like Cabal, which kind of stay back and shoot at you. So that's a thing we'll have on the site, sort of more in-depth look at like what they think about them. We'll have a lot of developer interviews.
Can I stop you right there, Cyril? I need to zoom out. We're flying fast, and I love it because we're aiming to please and get info out there. But in general, this is at least the rough billing, and tell me if this is too easy of a shorthand. This is the equivalent of the Taken King for Destiny 2.
We specifically asked that in our rapid fire questions video available on GameInformer.com. Is it cool if people compare this to the Taken King? And they said yes.
Okay.
It's very cool.
And how do you guys feel about it? Do you think it's living up to that? Because Taken King was fantastic.
I think I think they are very much aware of how Taken King was the inflection point for Destiny, of them turning the ship around in terms of, all right, well, everyone is kind of super fed up with Destiny in a lot of ways just because it is super grindy. And it turns out that's the case with Destiny 2 as well. So they're very much looking at this as we need to sort of make sure we bring back a lot of what people liked about Destiny 1 in a lot of cases, but also round out Destiny 2 in a way that Taken King rounded out the first Destiny.
They spun the ship around, and then it kept going and spun around again. And now they're spinning it back forward.
Yeah. And Leo, I trust you more than anybody. And Cyril, you're a very nice gentleman. But Leo, I trust you because you
don't trust me, though.
You had a certain skeptical arc. Where like you're a little bit like me, where it's like you played a fair amount of Destiny, you enjoyed a fair amount of Destiny. Destiny 2 had a solid time with it, but didn't really feel compelled to keep going and really get into the hardcore end of it. Like, what was your path? Like, playing the game before the cover story trip, playing it at the cover story trip. Give me, like, your emotional arc.
Sure. Well, I think me and Cyril were actually coming from a similar place of needing to be won back by it.
Yeah.
after the stuff that happened with the XP really rubbed me the wrong way. And then just
that in particular was like just salt in your wounds.
Yeah, that was like, I'll just uninstall it.
Yeah, first few months it felt like a lot like Bungie was sort of on the low, kind of screwing over its community with a lot of uncommunicated parts of that game. And I feel like this year they've been very communicative, but there's still sort of this sentiment of like, you've done wrong by us, you need to win us over. And I think
prove your worth again.
Yeah, right. But seeing the sheer density of what they've added here to every layer of the game does make me want to go back and play it more.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking in your eyes. You're feeling good about it.
I'm feeling a lot better about Destiny than I was before they announced Forsaken.
Okay,
100%.
Awesome. Well, like, what do you think? It seemed like just from that Vidoc that released before E3, it seemed like the community was like, okay, we're listening. And were you guys on the same page? And it's even beyond that then? Of like, okay, that actually playing it locked in a lot of those promises from that video.
Yeah, it's funny because we were planning on going on this trip and it was like, we're going to have to do some hard-hitting journalism here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure out what are you guys, do you guys know what you did wrong? What are you doing to fix it? And then the morning of the trip, they did that stream where they showed the Vidoc and then they had the interviews about Forsaken. And it was like the tide completely shifted of like, oh yeah, they know what they're doing. Great. Everybody's in a good mood about Destiny now because of what's coming.
It is the most positive I've seen the Destiny community in a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then at E3, they showed off Gambit, and everyone seemed to be pretty positive on that.
Right.
But it was sort of like, it was weird because of all the other games out there, sort of an expansion pack for an existing game doesn't really get like as much of a spotlight. But it felt like coming out of it, everyone who played that mode seemed pretty like high on it.
And that's the
me.
PvE/PvP fusion where you're building it up and then sending one player over to the other team to mess with each other, right?
Right. They describe it as 75% PVE, 25% PvP.
Yeah.
Okay, video games. Did you guys have a good time with that, just to get that out of the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was actually weird because we played it for the cover story before we went to E3.
Right.
So I had a little bit of experience once I played there. And they weren't Bungie was not doing a good job of being secretive about it. At some point, like, they knew I was there. Like, a bunch of, like, Steve Cotton and Scott Taylor, the leads on the game, were kind of making faces. Like, I know who you are.
Making faces.
Well, like, they seemed very knowing. But, like, at some point, I was just sitting down and Steve Cotton in front of me was like, you'll have a little bit of an advantage. Kind of, like, secretively. But it was right next to someone else who was in the press.
And did you, like, shove him against the wall and put your hand on his mouth? Like, shut the what are you doing, Dave?
Had to reverse embargo him. But no, it was like I liked that mix. Like, Leo, what did you think of the mode?
Yes, I'm not a big Crucible guy. I've never found it very satisfying. Even when I win, I just don't have that much fun with it.
Yeah.
But Gambit, I think, is like so much more strategic than Crucible is. Crucible is all about, just working as a team.
Yeah.
And, focusing fire is really how you win in Crucible. Am
Basically,
I wrong?
just round corners as a group and make sure like the first person who comes in is dead immediately.
Mm-hmm. But in this game mode, Gambit, it's like there's lots of opportunities for set roles. Like, I'm the guy who's just going to go in and collect the motes and run them right to the bank.
Yeah.
Because that's a big aspect of the game. Or I'm going to be the invader and I have a sniper rifle and I only go in when my super's ready.
So kind of pulling from like the raid mentality of Destiny for like, hey, you got to know and be on your stuff for different roles.
Right. It's like communication actually matters in a way that I don't know if it's happened outside of the raid in Destiny for me.
Okay. Interesting.
Which I love in multiplayer.
Yeah. Cyril, I want to get through every juicy thing on that list, but let's go for like, what was the most impactful thing? What struck you guys the most out of your play session?
I feel like just the way they're building the Dreaming City of like, that is one of the most beautiful locations I've seen in Destiny in a game full of like incredible like looking skybox. Like, that is the thing that a lot of people cite as like the big thing about Destiny is like, there might not be a lot of content, but the worlds they are building in that game are gorgeous. And I think Dreaming City is like easily one of the best things.
And Dreaming City is within the Tangled Shore, which is the new location.
So Tangled Shore is sort of the first location in that's where you do most of the campaign, and there's some public events there, and it's a new location. But once you beat the campaign, you go to the Dreaming City, you do a couple missions, and that's sort of the end game like location.
It's not a social space.
It is.
Oh, it is.
So it's like the second social space, and there's so it's large, and sort of the problem with a lot of the other spaces is that they felt kind of empty in terms of like, there were lost sectors and there were public events, but that was sort of it. You kind of just ran around and it felt like they felt fairly lifeless. But Dreaming City has a lot of things going on at once, and there will also be things to come back to. So one of the things they mentioned in the Vidoc was that the Dreaming City will change over the course of several weeks. So like, it'll be different every week you visit. On a cycle, basically.
Okay.
So
they're going to bring in the storms from Anthem and have them roll through every once in a while. Okay.
But it'll be based on sort of like, just, hey, instead of every week you do the same thing, it's every week you're doing one of a set number of things, which is pretty cool.
Okay, what does it look like? Why is it so beautiful?
It's kind of hard to describe, but
it's like the face of God?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's giant. You know, you're coming up on the side of this like cliffside, and there's this big giant door in the middle of it.
Yeah, it is kind of like heaven-esque of just like,
really?
It feels like an afterlife kind of place. And then there's also the Ascendant Realm, which is sort of like the dark underbelly of that place where you'll sometimes get thrown into as sort of like this other dark realm for a few activities there.
Okay, that's what stuck out the most to me is the Ascendant Realm stuff. It looks completely different. It's almost completely black and white.
Yeah.
Just like this weird nightmare, and you're doing puzzles, like combat puzzles or platforming puzzles. And they do describe it as like mini raid type experiences that you could solo or do with friends.
Right. And so there's a lot of stuff. So the way that realm interacts with the Dreaming City is a big part of this location. So there will be these things called like challenges there that you'll find, and these won't be things that it's like, hey, head over here to do this particular thing. They'll all be hidden throughout the world. So it'll be, like early weeks, it'll be a lot of players discovering this stuff, and so there's a lot of secrets there. So
and it's like portals in the sky to get to the Ascendant Realms. And then you have to figure out how you get up to that portal, and then you go through it, and you're in this nightmare world. Yeah,
it's really cool. It is oppressively dark in a really cool way, where basically the entire screen feels black, and your character is also affected by it. So your character looks different, and it just feels like you are in complete total darkness except for these beacons of light.
Yeah.
And those will be sort of like where you're supposed to go, and it's often the ground is very small and shifting beneath you. Basically, you're constantly platforming from one like sort of astral plane to the other, and it's like it's like a just really
good trippy Destiny stuff.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. So the pitch, at least from the stuff I've seen so far, is like, hey, this is a darker expansion. It's kind of like a dark western is the vibe. Does that actually carry through, or is that just marketing BS?
Yeah, the Scorn are very scary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're really like designed to be intimidating and terrifying, and they do a lot of damage.
And Miller's the one who spent the most time with the campaign. But from what he's told us, it's a lot of. It's weird because the thing I keep coming back to is El Topo, which is this very artsy-fartsy like art movie from Alejandro Jodorowsky.
Okay.
Where it's just like it is this set thing of like this guy has to go and kill these particular people, and so they make these characters all have a lot of personality. And so there's bosses like the Hangman or the Trickster or the Rider, and so they all have.
I love this. This feels a little bit Metal Gear, a little bit Running Man, like working through these series of personality-filled characters. That sounds good.
One of the features we have up this week is sort of profiles of all these characters, and that sort of how they. A lot of like their crime, like what they've done and why they're wanted and things like that, and with like quotes from Cade from when he threw them in the prison that eventually the riot happens in, and so you can tackle these in like various orders. So it's not like, hey, now you've completed this mission. You can go around the map and do little missions that will lead you to them. And they're all very specific encounters. Like one of them is basically the Rider is basically you have to chase him on sort of like your Sparrow or like on a motorbike basically. So it's not like these encounters won't all just be like, hey, go to the boss, like there will be this arena and you shoot them. And like one of them is the Rifleman, and so that's a very large sort of like almost like the End-esque sniper battle where you're trying to get to him and he's trying to snipe you.
That's the most exciting thing I've heard about Forsaken so far. That's very cool to hear.
Yeah, there's one called the Trickster where when you're going to try and find him and hunt him down in that adventure, which most of them are just scattered throughout as adventures in the game, the Baron fights, you'll see like power ammo on the ground, and it's kind of like shimmering a little bit, and you'll get close to it, and it's an illusion. It turns into a mine and blows up.
Oh, awesome. It's like a weird mimic thing? Okay.
Yeah, so they're very much trying to like diversify these encounters a lot.
Okay, you mentioned Cade real quick.
Yeah.
Do you see a cutscene where he's slowly lowered into lava? Like, do you have, without spoiling anything, like what they showed at E3, is that cutscene in the game or the equivalent of it that you've seen?
Yeah, we saw early versions of that cutscene.
With a lot of gray box, but there is a scene where they inter him basically, and that acts as the motivation for you to go out there and start killing some of these barons.
Did you feel personally motivated to go out and kill those barons because of that?
Sure. Okay. I mean, like, the thing about Destiny is like they have not done like the best job of like characterizing a lot of those people beyond sort of like their voiceover roles. So it's like I like Cade, but I wouldn't say like he's one of my favorite characters in gaming or anything.
It's
but
not the death of Aerith going on.
Right,
here.
yeah. But in terms of like them killing off a major character, Cade is the one that you're going to kill off. If you want to nail that impact, I think Cade is the one.
Okay.
And I think they do a pretty good job of making you like care about him and sort of your journey to go and take revenge for him.
Yeah. Okay, so locations, the Baron, what else is exciting here?
So there's 9 new supers. One per class. So it's basically they wanted to sort of simulate the fact that in the Taken King they gave you a new sort of subclass that you could play as, and so here they're basically expanding the roles of all of them, all 3 of those classes per characters. And there's a lot of the thing. It's not just a new super; it's a new branch. Yeah. So like the one that I came away with most excited about was for the Titan, even though I play Hunter most of the time, because he has a thing where he can throw his hammer, like his new sort of melee ability, because most of them have you running and then you build up a charge and then you get to throw it. But this one you have it's for his solar subclass. I don't remember what it's called, but basically you, instead of meleeing someone, you throw your hammer at them and it lands on the ground, and if you run to it, you pick it up and you get your melee ability back.
Immediately.
So, yeah, immediately. So you can just keep throwing that hammer and tossing, and that was the coolest thing that I saw. But there's also a lot of the Arc Titan one is basically turning yourself into a missile. So where your melee attack is this thing where you fly up into the air and you just crash into the ground instead of like punching people. And then his super is a more intense version of that, where you just turn to a rocket and you just arc like very long distance and just explode.
And you have like steerability. You're just flying for a little bit.
Oh, really?
It's really cool.
That's good.
And like the Warlock one is another cool one. So basically, they've shown the solar ability off. But basically, he plants his sword in the ground. It's like this, basically super rift that heals you and powers you up at the same time. And he can also sort of like hold his grenades and turn them into healing grenades that he just throws out in basically his healing packs.
Okay.
Yeah, which is great. And they talked about how they're rounding out support classes like that. That's a goal of theirs for sure. Because Titan also has one for Sentinel,
right,
where now you make this giant shield with your super, and your fire team, if they're behind you, they can shoot through it, but nobody can shoot into it.
Right. So it's like it's like basically an offensive version of the bubble. From before, and the Hunter has like a new rift or a new super where you can turn invisible as the Void subclass, and he can run around basically the way that you can as the Arc Strider, but it's more based on being very stealthy. And his Arc one, he has a thing where he can run up to people and sort of as he's sliding, he can melee them and do like this like uppercut move with his bow staff. And with his solar one, he has a new super which throws a bunch of knives out instead of like the golden gun. So they're doing a lot to sort of change. Like if you want to play the specific subclass, now you can specialize a little bit more. If you want to play a solar subclass, you have more variety in how you approach encounters.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Leo, what else was interesting? What stood out to you?
Did we talk about the pit?
The Blind Well, yeah.
The Blind
Which
Well?
their early name was the Pit.
Yeah.
So it's basically their version of Court of Oryx, sort of a replacement of the escalation protocols in a way, just because it'll be higher light. So it's basically like it's in its own area, so it won't interrupt things like the escalation protocols did. So it's just you go here, and if you're high enough light, you'll be able to do it. And it's basically like this repeatable encounter where you just fight waves and waves of enemies. And it's more interesting than sort of like, hey, hole up in this area and kill stuff until the round is over. Because basically what you do is you stay inside these bubbles, and so sort of as enemies come inside the bubble, you kill them, but it eventually starts shrinking, and you have to go from bubble to bubble, and then eventually you use sort of the resources you accumulate from that to defeat a boss.
Okay.
And so there are different tiers of difficulty depending on tokens you find in the Dreaming City. And so, like, it feels like a more varied encounter than just like, oh, stand here and kill a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy to when you dip out of the bubble to get an enemy that's further away, but is doing a lot of damage to you guys. And you're, like, tactically saying, like, okay, I see, like, an energy ball that'll let me survive longer outside, so I'll need to go hit that guy, then get the ball, then hit that guy, then I can come back in time.
Right, so there are enemies who can only be killed by people who are holding that ball, basically, because you get a bunch of super energy and you can just go kill them. And so there's like some of these bosses, it's like one of those chieftains I mentioned that throws out the totems. There's a version of like one of the bosses is a chieftain that just throws out all of the totems basically super quickly, and you basically have to try to destroy those because like one of the electric ones will slow you down and things like that. So you want to immediately clear those.
Yeah.
And so there are different tiers depending on how hard you want to make it for yourself, and sort of different tiers of light. And so I feel like that's a really robust, repeatable thing that I think people have been asking for.
Okay.
And I think Escalation Protocol was kind of supposed to be that, but they've kind of fudged it a little bit and they messed it, like the way it interferes with the actual space was kind of something people didn't like. They're going to make it easier to not super easy because it's still built for 3 players, but they're going to make it easier to sort of have the 9-person encounters that people were trying to like use sort of PlayStation exploits of like, okay, now join my fire team. I'm going to drop out and then you come in. All right, now we have 9 people in this same instance. They're going to make that a little bit easier. So that'll be cool. But like that, the blind well was like a super cool thing that I saw.
I remembered what I really am excited about.
Oh yeah, forget that blind well.
Collections. What was so cool about collections? Because it's just, you know, a list of every piece of gear you've acquired. They said they put something in the game in February that started tracking it. So if you got it and destroyed it before that, you won't have it in your collection.
Okay.
But it's cool because you mouse over anything. You go to your exotics, you go to your legendaries. This gun looks cool. I don't have it. Or how did I get it or whatever. The cool thing is it shows the source. So you can mouse over something you're interested in and it shows source from this event on this place or whatever. Or it drops on this planet.
Okay, so it'll tell you where to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In most cases, there'll be some guns that they'll keep secret, but like for the most part, and then the collections will be a little simpler. So they're adding random rolls, and so for weapons for this expansion and beyond, you'll have to keep them in your vault. But everything before then, you can just say like, oh, I want an origin story. I dismantled one by accident. You can just go grab it again for like a small resource cost.
Right.
And same thing with shaders. So you don't have to keep them in your inventory anymore. You just go to like this screen and basically, I want my character to look this way. So you just grab as many as those as you want and you just throw them on your character. So it's not going to be a thing where it's like, oh, I got a bunch of shaders, but I have to keep dismantling them because I only have 50 inventory slots for that stuff. So that'll alleviate a lot of those sort of like minor issues.
Yeah.
That and the triumphs, which are like, you know, achievements you're getting throughout. They're separated by every activity, everything you could possibly do. There's, you know, triumphs for it now.
Triumphs. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
The other cool thing we saw, which we didn't really get a lot of footage of, but like we can talk about it, was this strike that we when we were testing out one of the Cerberus +1, which is the exotic weapon we'll be profiling tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
We entered a strike that was basically at the beginning. It was in the Prison of Elders area, and they had a bunch of like sort of trains that you had to avoid, and that was like a fun part. But later on, you actually do a Prison of Elders encounter. Like if you remember Destiny 1, there was a thing called the Prison of Elders where you sort of fought waves of enemies, and you had to go around the arena to dismantle these bombs. And that's effectively what you do for part of the strike, is just do one of those encounters in literally one of the arenas from Destiny 1. And so like that was a cool little like throwback that they had in the end there, and that was a really cool thing of seeing like they're bringing over some content from Destiny 1, not everything, you know, but that was a really cool strike. And then I'm looking here, so
he's got pages of notes for the audio listeners. He's flipping through them wildly.
It's a page. The exotic Cerberus +1 is a really cool thing. It's sort of like an homage to the Contra spread gun, which will have more footage and stuff from tomorrow. We have a new Crucible mode that we'll be showing off late in the month. But,
really?
It's not Gambit. So like we'll have stuff on Gambit, but there will be another multiplayer mode you guys can look forward to.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look down my list to see. So the new the weapon slot changes. We'll have a little bit more info on that and how they'll affect Crucible.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that?
We can talk about it, but not, like they're
I just mean like the general the way weapons are different now.
Yeah, so like they showed it off a little bit with Gambit. So basically you can have weapons in any slot. So now they have like kinetic and energy ammo sort of divorced a little bit more, so you can get a shotgun for your kinetic slot. So,
okay.
Yeah.
They used to only be in your power slot, shotguns and snipers. And now you can use them in anything, and it immediately feels like, oh yeah, this is how video games are supposed to be.
Oh really? Okay.
This is the right way to be playing this.
Liberated a little bit.
Totally,
okay.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
So that's what's really cool.
So all these features you're listening to, this is in GameInformer.com/Forsaken.
So we have a lot of stuff we'll be rolling out throughout the month,
including a ton of gameplay footage, right, Leo?
Yeah.
We got a lot.
Really? Yeah. How much are we talking?
We've got like 8 gameplay videos going up this month. It's crazy. Yeah.
Awesome. And how's the trip overall?
That's fun. I love that city.
You guys went to that curry place.
Yeah, went to
first time.
Coco Curry.
Oh, the best.
Apparently the PR people had not gone to, even though it's like right
Downstairs.
next to them. Yeah, it's downstairs from the building.
They put a Coco Curry in that building? Oh my God, I gotta go back to Bungie.
It's so good. It was really spicy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The girl was like, there's the spice levels were 1 through 3, and we were like, is 3 like kill you spicy? And she was like, no, it's not very spicy. You got to go for 7. It's a secret menu item for number 7 spicy. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I'll do a number 3, please. And it was the spiciest thing I've ever had in my life.
Cartoon fire at a mouth. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll have a whole feature on the curry of Bungie, right next to Bungie.
People
I'm just getting
love that.
started.
Okay. What about like the tone of the studio overall? Was the messaging a lot of like, we felt like we got Destiny 1 to a good place eventually. We wanted to do that with Destiny 2. Was there anything interesting about the tone, the vibe, the way they were communicating about the path of Destiny 2 so far?
They weren't in panic mode at all.
Yeah.
It was surprising. They
So
just,
you're expecting when you're walking in, is that what? Oh,
Yeah,
God!
you'd expect like there to be fires everywhere at the
Yeah.
studio for them to put out, but they all seemed like pretty calm. Like they all seemed like they were
They were feeling
having
confident?
Yeah.
they're really confident about what they've got with Forsaken, and they really love Destiny, and they love working on it, and they're all playing it all the time.
Did you see Luke Smith or Jason Jones in the corner of the building working on Destiny 3? Anything exciting like
no,
that?
that's
we
in
did
a
not
different
see Luke
office,
Smith
apparently.
at all. Which
Like across the street or something, there's a different office.
yeah, they have 2
that
offices now.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? And that's where the
Luke Smith was held.
really
Yeah,
chained up. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm told he has a top level office where he can stare down on everybody. Very, very
That's perfect.
One thing I actually did forget to mention was that a lot of the stuff will be for milestones and stuff will be relayed to the map instead of playlists. So one of the things that you can just go do is just go do a strike from the menu instead of having to go into the strikes playlist.
Yeah.
And so that'll play into how they're sort of messing with milestones a little bit. But
Okay.
one another cool detail to keep in mind.
It's interesting that they list the official developers as Bungie and also High Moon.
Yeah.
I love High Moons from the Transformers games or the cover story years and years ago. Did you communicate with anybody from High Moon on the trip? Was it 100% Bungie focused?
Yeah, I don't think I think all the people we saw there were Bungie. So.
Okay. It was cool, at least in like the Vidoc, they still had like Matt from High Moon representing. So it's nice for that team to step it up a little bit more, at least in the way they're being communicated, like how much they're actually working on this thing. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Hey, Destiny 2, everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you learned something. Stay tuned, GameInformer.com/Forsaken. A ton of info. And look, it's fun. I know I'm already anticipating the YouTube comments of like, oh my God, I feel like Game Informer got away from boring us with Destiny details and now it's back in it. But it's for old time's sake. It's fun to go back and interact with that Destiny community.
Remember your childhood.
Yeah, exactly. From a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When we were all little baby boys.
Yeah. Playing Prison of Elders.
Yeah. And if you're a new viewer or listener, we hope to keep you around. Let's prove what this podcast can do with this segment coming up now. And to prove that, we need one person. Only one person can do it.
I've got just the guy.
It was Kyle Hilliard, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
Welcome to the show. Kyle, you're an expert in all things 2018. You're writing a book about it or something. What we're doing, we're going to map out 2018's release calendar. But, in a way, it's like, what are we going to do? Just run down different dates? It might get a little bit dry.
That sounds boring.
What is this? An advent calendar? Go home
that's
podcast?
right.
Hell no. We're going to try and gamify it by bidding. As if we can only play the games we win in these bidding wars as a way to represent the games we're most excited about, but in a cutthroat, deadly kind of way. Right, Kyle?
Yes.
And so Leo or Serial, I forget who, somebody came up with the idea of like, let's use Monopoly money as the bidding thing. And that sounds like a great idea. So we have a copy of Mario Kart Monopoly Gamer in the office. So he opened it up and it turns out no money in there whatsoever. But they have
Not worth breaking mint condition on that Monopoly game.
but they have Mario coins. So that's what we're bidding with, ladies and gentlemen. It's very exciting. Hi, Kyle, how many do we have overall?
We each have 13 coins, one of which has a picture of banana on it, but I don't think we're going to
Well, that's
have
the
that be a
special banana
factor.
coin.
It doesn't do anything special, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. It feels special.
It only
though.
counts in sudden death rounds, is that right?
I think that's the way the rules work, right? And so you can't reallocate once you've bid for something. Like, you are pot committed to these things. And just to make it clear, you are not allowed to play these games in real life if you don't win them on this podcast right now.
If I die in this game, do I die in real life?
1,000%.
Oh, God.
Okay, you guys ready? First of all, the Crew 2. Not technically on the list, but we should cover it because Matt Cotto, his review's up on GameInformer.com. He wanted me to convey this message about the Crew 2. He wasn't hot on it. Should I impersonate Cotto or not while doing it?
Yeah, you do a good Kato.
Yeah, absolutely.
Multiplayer thing, but it's a multiplayer thing, but that's one of the parts that's lacking. Very few fun things to do in open world. He's a much better writer than this. I just kind of paraphrased what he was
like
saying.
Marlon Brando?
Yeah, it's a little bit...
Is that like early Dragon Ball Z Vegeta? Is that what
a little bit Einstein too. Okay. They're going to add so much stuff later, like hovercrafts and more stuff in the world. It's their third time at the bat, and it still has the same problems of lacking content. Racing is arcadey, but just not that much fun. And they have events. It's an event. Oh, look, another barrel roll. Cool. That was Matt Cotto's paraphrased review for the crew, too, ladies and gentlemen.
Marlon Brando's, Matt Cotto's.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mondo Cool.
So it doesn't
Mondo
sound like
Cool,
we should bid on it.
That's correct. Okay, let's get to the juicy bits here.
$5,000.
No, you idiot, no! This is
You only have
binding.
13 coins. You
I know,
can't
you
bet
now owe
$5,000.
4,900 and the rest of the math.
87.
87. There we
All
go.
right.
Who are you giving that money to?
July.
The treasury.
You guys ready? July. This is stuff that is already out, but let's just cover all of July, just in case you missed it, listeners and viewers. July 3rd, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. Leo Vader.
1 coin.
1 coin. Is anybody going to take him up on that? Now, I'm tempted because I've dabbled with the game. I've never really sunk my teeth into it, and I love Red Faction 1 a lot.
This is the one with the hammer, right?
This is the one with the hammer. The thing is, how different is this from just the PC version? Because that still
I'm
looks
sure
pretty good
it's
on
going to
Mac
be the PC
settings.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my
You
money's
put
out
the
there.
coin down. I don't, you're talking yourself out of it.
I'm going to keep moving.
Well, it does
Leo.
have multiplayer, and honestly, if this gets people back into it, I want to play some of that multiplayer.
Did you
There's a
play it back
multiplayer
in the
mode where
day?
you're just taking turns demolishing a building and trying to blow it up the most in a time limit.
that sounds
It's awesome.
It's just like the Street Fighter 2 beat up the car thing.
Yeah, except a full building is collapsing.
That sounds great.
Great game.
Oh, Volition. We love you. Come back. Okay. Mushroom Wars 2 coming out on Switch July 5th.
Does it say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I get to play it now.
That's locked in, dude.
I get to not play multiplayer with you guys.
Do we
It's
have
on
a
the other
pen? Should
planet.
we write down who has to play these games? Oh, Hanson's got
Leo's
it covered.
binding.
Okay.
Mushroom Wars 2. Love that game.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not throwing a coin down on that.
I like the idea of having it on the Switch. The idea of playing like this simplified RTS with a Joy-Con sounds like more of a nightmare than just trying to play an RTS with a controller. But Mushroom Wars, it's simple, but I still argue the best controlling RTS on a console. But very, very simple.
But not good enough to throw imaginary money
I already
down
have it
on.
on Steam. Okay, moving on. Okay, Warhammer.
Real quick,
Yeah.
how funny is it that the very last one is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I feel like that people are going to be saving their money for that the whole game.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Just to tease it out a little bit.
Maybe in the real world, people will also be saving their money for that as well. It's a parallel.
Saving their Game of the Year awards.
Okay, here we go. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, July 13th.
I got your Mushroom Wars argument for that. I'd like to have that on Switch, but I've already played it. It's a good game. But
No one's going to bid for that.
look,
I haven't
we got
played it.
Smash Brothers coming up in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're Captain Toad is a wonderful little game that will make you nauseous with the camera spinning around. It's a
No,
lot
it
of camera
won't.
control. It's great. Earthfall, July 13th. Earthfall is the Left 4 Dead style game. We did a new gameplay today with the developers. They were very nice. It seems cool. Are you guys hungry for more Left 4 Dead style games?
Seems like a good time to be hungry for
Wow.
him.
Yeah.
We better hope we are.
Yeah, it's
Like I
a
said,
weird.
there's much
Why
coming.
2018
don't
for like
know.
this weird renaissance of Left 4 Dead inspired games?
It's been a while.
That's when everyone got around to it. I don't like. It seems like Vermintide was the first
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
one, and I think people saw the success of that. I mean, and there's also been stuff like Payday, of course, but
Right.
Yeah.
it seems like it's been hitting a breaking point.
Yeah, I know Bert is really excited about GTFO.
Yeah.
Terrible name, but apparently it plays well. That's
Yeah.
one that's also
Also,
coming
just
out.
online co-op in general is here in a big way. I think a lot of games are trying to be more fiscally viable by having that, the encouraging you playing with your friends.
I love games that are fiscally viable.
That's
we
my
go.
favorite genre.
July 13th. Also, Octopath Traveler on the Switch.
I will bid a coin for that.
I'll also bid a coin for that.
Oh.
I
Okay, so
am-
what happened? How does this work?
I'll bid 2. I'm to bid 2.
Why are you so excited? Why are you going to 2?
How
I
do you
played
get
the
it
demo.
works?
And it's like it was 3 hours, and I really
so.
enjoyed the combat.
Did you? The combat in particular?
Yeah, I the thing I liked about it that sort of immediately made me knew that I'd like the game was it sort of uses a little bit of Bravely Default's combat system, in that even with one character, you can sort of build up sort of bonus turns and sort of unleash them all at once. So even I played most of the demo with one party member, and it still felt like I was making meaningful decisions about what to do.
Yeah.
So like, and once I got my second party member, definitely there was a boss that like almost killed me several times, and it felt like even with just 2 party members, I was like, all right, I could do this, this, and this, or I could wait another turn and do this, 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 and this. But like by that time, I could be dead. So like, there's a lot of like, I'm gonna throw all my turns into this one moment now that his shield's broken, and I can unleash like this level 4 spell basically.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. The story actually seems pretty good.
Does it? How's the writing?
Like the writing seems like I think the voice acting is better than I thought it was.
Okay.
So far the
British
the
accents?
stories, yeah. There is some of the writing in like I played as the Huntress, and some of the writing in that is a little bit like too like faux Shakespearean. Didn't really care for that. But the second story I played of like I think it was the healer Ophelia, I think her name was. I think that I'm not gonna say like it's fantastic writing, but it's like I'm interested in learning more about that world and the way you're traveling around and sort of like, oh, now you get to hear this person's story. Now that you're like the hunters and you found the cleric, you get to learn her story, and then like, all right, let's go do your thing, and then we'll do my thing.
Okay, one for you, one for them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can take that one, Surreal.
All
I
right.
really wanted to play
Where
that,
do
but
I-
apparently not. Deposit it in the bank.
So do you lose your coin as well?
It's gone, baby.
All right.
All right.
Oh, do you? Should you?
Yeah.
Is that what happens at auctions? I've never been to an
don't
auction.
think
Does
that's-
everyone lose money
auction.
that
Is this auction or poker? Like, are you going all in?
It's the fusion of auctions
Okay.
and
All
poker.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, you bid it. Yeah,
stakes
this is,
are up.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is risky, man.
I like this. This is fun. I like the idea of losing whatever coins you bid.
That's how bidding works. Sonic Mania Plus on the Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
5,000.
Leo, you only have 13.
This is just like that
Can't go
killer
into,
scene.
You can't go into fake debt.
I'm not going to gamble on that. They add
Yeah,
two new cute characters. That's fine.
I played
didn't-
it. I beat it. I like it. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
didn't even like
go through it.
Mania that much.
Oh,
so.
God. That's July
Oh,
17th.
I'm gonna sue you or whatever.
For
I
what?
don't know. I'm trying to make up something. I'm trying to build drama around the segment. All right.
That's
Good
what rich
job.
people do. People that are swimming in Mario coins.
That's right.
Well,
I'm a rich
I have
auctioneer
at
now,
least two
Kyle.
more than he does. So.
Banner.
It's like the HBO show Succession. In its first season now.
I've never seen that show. You should.
I see a lot of trailers for it.
Some
haven't
people
actually
think
watched
that
that.
Leo made up that show. Prove him wrong. July 24th, The Banner Saga 3, coming out on everything.
Didn't play the first two.
I want to, but I haven't.
Everybody
finished.
wants to play The Banner Saga.
I played like the first hour of. I played through that first game and really liked it. I played
Yeah.
through the first hour of the second one. Was like, oh, this is mostly. Like, I'm sure there will be some harrowing tales, but I'm okay.
Yeah, it looks like you're smelling poop. Okay, no, I'm sure it'll be solid. No Man's Sky on the Xbox One. Which, how should we stop it? No, let's reframe this.
Okay.
Because this is No Man's Sky Next, which is going to be coming out to everything.
Oh, so
that's
just
going to
the
be
concept of that.
that's going to be July 24th.
Yeah. I was still not bidding.
Still pass.
Really? I think people are excited about it.
yeah.
We get a surprising
That's
amount of emails into the podcast.
just
that
they're
people
not
are
at
looking
this
forward
table.
to.
I mean, from the beginning, No Man's Sky sort of premise has never particularly appealed to me. Like even
Yeah.
The idea of everything?
yeah,
The idea of like exploring space sounded cool, but like
the idea of exploring randomly generated planets that are all kind of similar.
yeah, I
just
feel
was
like
never
people were really high on that game, and I was just like the entire time they were marketing it as something big. I was just like, I don't think there's no way. Like Hello Games is not that big. I can't imagine this will live up to that hype, and it just. I mean,
Yeah,
it's easy to say that in retrospect, but even then,
I'm very proud of. We did that cover story trip. Like a lot of our content, I think is fun. That's where rapid fire questions came from.
That was the first one.
Yeah, everybody brings that up because it's a disaster. But something that's interesting is we did a 40-minute interview with Sean Murray at the time about like living up to the hype and just managing the hype for that game. And I think it's really interesting in retrospect to go back and watch that because he was setting a reasonable tone with that. No, he wasn't saying like,
Yeah.
this is going to be everything you want. Come on, everybody. And it's nice to have that timestamp of
Right.
like, this was the messaging, at least during this 40-minute interview, which was a long, deep dive.
Are we going to repost the rapid fire questions now that everything you said in it is true?
Yeah. And then be like, hey, YouTube comments, what do you think about it now? Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, sorry. Hello Games. Moving on. Yakuza 0 on PC, August 1st. Interesting.
I love Yakuza 0, but I don't know if I'll play through it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to buy the rest of them on PC.
Yeah, I think it's going to do gangbusters on PC. I think
Yeah, totally.
getting it off that PlayStation console is going to be huge. Okay, now this is the money. Here we go. August 3rd, WarioWare Gold for the 3DS.
a little bit.
I auction.
Oh,
Bid? Auction bid? I auction bid.
I'm putting up.
Here
you put down
you-
one coin. I'll put down 2 auction bids.
2
coins. Because I want that game. I want to have that game on my 3DS for the rest of the time.
This is basically
Yeah.
the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the WarioWare series, where in theory it's like we're packaging all the games into this
Really?
one. I'm
It's
very
not
excited for
new
this.
stuff, but I just to like be able to like revisit that series in a big way.
And
It'd
I
be a lot of
have
fun.
from the Ambassador program on my 3DS. I have the original WarioWare on my 3DS. I play it all the time. I love it so much, and to have like the complete thing on there with just so many more micro games, I'm going 5 coins on this sucker.
5
Really?
coins?
5 coins.
I'm out.
All right,
I'm out.
I'm taking it.
You can have it.
Thank you.
You could have maybe gotten it for 3.
I don't care.
That's that important to him.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're totally right. I'm terrible at this.
Hanson, have you ever bid on anything before?
No, never.
But he also thinks if you bid on something and you lose, you still have to spend that money. So
Kyle, look. Overcooked 2, everybody, is coming out August 7th.
1 coin.
I love Overcooked.
we got a coin,
But-
for
One
Leo.
coin.
Okay.
Simple, humble.
You can take it,
One
Leo.
coin.
You can take it.
You can have it. That game's
you.
cool. That game's gonna be fun.
Throw the
Yeah.
ingredients.
Yeah, we played at E3.
It's all the ingredients.
It is fun. Okami HD on the Switch coming August 9th.
Good. But
I'm
pass.
good.
Everybody's had a chance.
Take a coin back.
Nice to have on the Switch.
Yeah.
Madden NFL 19, August 10th. Leo's reaching into his pockets for real money. He's emptying his wallet on the table.
Wait, he's writing a check for $5,000.
I got
Leo,
confused.
do
I got
you
excited.
have $5,000?
Madden NFL 19.
find
I'm sure it's going to sell gangbusters, just not at this table. Okay, August 10th. Interesting one. We Happy Few is coming out August 10th. Even though they're owned by Microsoft, it is releasing on everything.
Yeah.
Leo Vader, how you feeling?
Pee, crappy, poo.
Really? You're not into it?
No, it's fine.
It's just the messaging has been all over the place. It could really surprise people.
Yeah.
People could really enjoy it. I have no idea.
It's
You are-
fascinating how much they reworked it.
Yeah. You like survival games, right?
Yeah.
But you don't like story sort of driven games, as near as I can tell.
I
you're
wouldn't
the
say
only one-
generally. A lot of them win me over, but
Yeah, because like
not
character
what I go
story
for.
games, like God of War, didn't really hook you in, right?
Right.
So it's weird that they've probably the original version of the game would have been more appealing to you.
Yeah, the
than what
rogue
it has become.
stuff.
I think you're
Where
the
now
only
I'm more
person.
into it.
Yeah, it's on that classic
But
Leo Kyle
not
spectrum.
enough, not enough
Yeah.
to give it a coin. But I think
swing.
that game would be cool.
All right, here we go. The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 1.
Now I've only played the first episode of the first season. If I jump in now,
Yo, it's all good.
okay.
This is fascinating. I'm a sucker for any series that has like the concrete ending. When like
It
a
is
TV
nice.
series before its time is even like, we're ending it now. This is the final season. It's always so much more exciting. And I feel like with Walking Dead, halfway through season 2, I guess, is where I left off with that series. But still, seeing this, it's like there's a part of me that wants to just see how this whole thing wraps up. Say goodbye to Telltale's old engine in a very classic style. Because in theory, they're moving on to Unity after this. So. But not enough to bid on it. I'm sorry. World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth, August 14th.
Any of us WoW
No,
players?
because then I have to put in a coin every month, which is
You've outsmarted the system. All right, August 28th. Here's a weird one. Little Dragon's Cafe on Switch and PS4. This is from the Harvest Moon creator.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look interesting.
The last game they released was Birthdays: The New Beginning, developed by Arc Systems, which is
that's
a
right.
weird deal. I'll put in a coin for this. I want to see what that
You're
dude can
allowed.
do.
okay.
All right, I'll take
I
it.
think I don't know. I don't remember who played it at E3, but apparently the demo was very long and
Yeah.
incredibly uneventful.
Damn it! Why didn't you tell me that before I put my coin in?
It's a difficult game to demo.
That's true. That's fair.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to demo something like any of whether you think of Harvest Moon. Like, how do you demo
Right.
Harvest Moon? Yeah.
August 28th. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate on the Switch. Monster Hunter's coming to the Switch. It's the kind of sort of souped up port of the 3DS version, and it's bizarre to go back to it after World, but
Yeah.
I'd imagine there's an audience that wants it.
Why isn't it World?
Well, I bet they're going to bring World. I know nothing, but I would gamble with all these coins right here that they're going to bring World in that weird streaming capacity, which they did for Resident Evil 7 recently, where it's streaming from the cloud.
But not until I think they announced the PC Monster Hunter World date after this, like a week after this game comes out.
Oh, you think so?
I think because obviously, why? Like, if they're like, when else would you do it?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. All right. Yakuza Kiwami 2 on PlayStation 4, August 28th.
I will bid on it
Okay.
with 1 coin.
Cyril's putting in 1 coin.
And this is
2 coins.
This is a remake of 2, but it's new to North America, right?
Correct.
3 coins.
Ah!
Wait, no. I already put in 1, so I'm just putting in 2.
Wait, so
Wait, hold on.
you're 3 coins, Cyril?
That's okay. Yeah, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 coin. He bid
Yes,
2,
yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
I bid 2 more.
We still retain your. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Are you taking it with 3?
I'm
I'll let
taking.
him have it.
Wow. Why are you so excited for this? No, just to correct you real quick, Kyle. I mean, Yakuza 2 did come out here.
Yeah, on PS2, right?
Right.
But I'm just the reason I was asking because like Yakuza 0 came up and you guys have played that already. Where
Yeah.
this would be new. It's a remake of
Yeah.
2, but it would be a
Right.
new
New
to
experience
me.
for you guys. Okay,
Yes.
great.
Okay. Why are you so excited, Cyril?
This is the first one of those remakes. I mean, for one, Yakuza is awesome. Like all of the games the 400 games I've played in the last 2 years have been all have been pretty good.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that's a remake of an old one on the new engine of 6. And
Kiwami 1,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Kiwami was still good, but it did
Yeah.
feel very aged, I
right.
think.
You
though
like
they
it
did
because
it-
the Zero kind of way?
Yeah,
Did it
Zero
feel-
and Kiwami were both on the same sort of like older engine, and 6 was on a new engine, and then Kiwami 2 will be on the 6 engine.
Okay.
So it's got that going for it. And second of all, like it's going to have what I've heard from fans is like one of the best stories in the Yakuza series
Yeah.
from old ones. There's like a sort of like a evil version of Kiryu, the main character. It's sort of like he's one like the dragon of the West or something, and he's the dragon of the East or something. So it's like one of this big sort of rival collision. And another Yakuza game. I'm pretty excited for it. Considering I've already played one this year, I am totally down for another.
Yeah. All right, time to put your money where your mouth is, boys. Oh, before that, Divinity Original Sin 2, exciting. It's coming to consoles August 31st. Dantac gave it a 9.75.
Serial and I saw a lot of that game at E3 because it was a presentation at Bandai.
Yeah.
Seems like it plays well on a controller.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
it'll be
it
fine.
seems like they were fine. Like, I'm honestly most interested in playing it. The idea of maybe playing it once it's on sale with like co-op,
Yeah.
because it feels like
Yeah.
a full sort of CRPG that you can just play with a friend sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now money where your mouth is. You guys just talked about it, said you're excited about it. Destiny 2 Forsaken, coming out September 4th. If you don't bid now, you will not get to play this game you were just raving about.
One coin.
Yeah, one coin.
Oh,
Oh,
we're tied?
Well, it's weird because like there's no set turn order, so I guess if Leo bids one first, I have to bid 2, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll bid 2.
so there's value in going first, I guess.
Leo?
You can have it for 2.
All right.
Wow. Two.
All right, now you
Destiny
have to
2
play it.
There's some big
Dreaming
swingers.
City is mine.
There's some heavy hangers.
Bigger
in the
than
next-
WarioWare Gold?
Now I only have 5
There's
coins
some stuff
left.
that's really going to stick to the walls, I think, coming up here soon.
Yeah,
Okay,
some long
Yours
bombers.
were better, I think, than mine.
September 4th, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of the Elusive Age. PS4
And these are the hangers I'm
PC.
talking about.
I will play this.
Yeah.
I love that it's coming to PC as well.
Not coming to
I had-
Switch, though, right? Just PS4, PC?
It is coming
Yeah.
to Switch eventually.
Eventually, okay.
Yeah, and they said it's going to have some tweaks in it overall. But
I'd love to play it on Switch.
yeah, unlike the only Dragon Quest game I've ever finished is 5, and I loved it, and I've started so many other ones, and I'm hankering. I had such a good time with Ni no Kuni 2 early this year. Like, I'm ready to dive in for a big JRPG again. Hopefully, Octopath Traveler doesn't fully scratch that itch. I'm still left itching a little bit. Going one.
Games are all about curing itches.
They really are.
I think you won that
Heal
one.
the
taking it?
diseased.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think
Thank
that
you.
game would be cool, but
Okay, NBA Live 19, September 7th.
All right.
All
we don't
right.
have any sports fans on this.
Yeah.
Also, September 7th, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy.
I'm good.
Really?
I like that everyone
turned
looked
our
at
heads.
looked
Well,
at
you're
Sarah.
a big anime boob and fighting guy, right?
Well,
In that order?
yeah, in that order. I played some of it at E3. It seems fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a big like. They are taking King of Fighters 14 and I feel actively making it worse in a lot of ways. So I'm okay.
Okay, but you do like women and support women overall.
Yes.
Okay, great. Just want to make that clear.
And I don't feel this game does. So
Interesting.
you go.
September 7th. All right, this is going to get ugly.
Yeah.
Game called Marvel's Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4.
I'll bid a coin.
I'll bid.
It's tough because I don't anticipate winning it. So it's like, should I even get in on the bidding?
I think you
Yeah,
should.
you should. All right.
Okay. 2 coins.
Okay. 4 coins
4 coins
Wow.
from Kyle.
on Spider-Man.
See, I knew I wasn't going to
I
win,
put in
but
4?
I wanted Kyle to lose some coins.
Yeah,
I wanted
smart.
him to go big for it.
Smart.
My problem is I really need to bank on nobody else wanting Hitman 2 if I'm going to spend so much of my coins on this.
Interesting.
I think you should do that. I think you should bank on Hitman 2.
Don't.
Are you gonna
don't
outbid
give
me
him
if I-
I
advice.
think that the moment they say Hitman 2, you say the rest of my coins.
Yeah.
That's
probably.
what I think you should do. Yeah.
So you're letting Spider-Man go, Leo?
Are you going to outbid me if I put 5? Be honest. This is classic auction etiquette.
Come on, dude, be cool.
Yeah, well, why don't you just see what happens?
I prefer not to. If it's an
all
outcome
right,
I don't like.
I have 4 in.
This is like in poker if someone said, could you show me your cards?
All right, wait. Just because I have 4 in. You have how many do you have in?
2.
And you have you put
1.
I put in 1.
in 1. All right. So I have okay. So you'd have to put in at least 3 more,
Yeah.
right?
And then you'd have to put in 2 more.
I was thinking.
Or he's just thinking about Leo.
He's gonna outbid me. I can't do it. I see it in his eyes.
Not doing
Oh,
it.
man.
Wow, Kyle Hilliard
Yes,
takes
master.
Spider-Man.
I did it.
Can I watch you play it?
I'll take some clips and I'll send them to you.
Kyle, can I borrow your copy when you're done with it?
I'm getting the digital version.
Hey, have you guys ever heard of A/B testing? You know that concept where you have 2 versions, send it randomly to figure out which one's more popular?
Oh yeah.
Pepsi.
Do you guys want to do that for the rules of this bidding game? Where now we change it to just you start with 13 and you don't lose all of yours if you bid?
Wait, so now that you have things to
No,
bet?
everybody can still keep it the way they
Okay.
want. It's
Okay.
just now it's even playing field moving forward.
Oh, so
nobody loses.
Okay, so from now on, if you bid 1 and you get outbid, you get your coin back?
Correct, Amundo.
Okay.
All right,
Oh.
yeah, that's fine.
All right.
We've activated the end game state.
Also,
You doing
if
it?
someone
Yeah.
could go,
This game has received a balance patch mid-season.
You notice nobody's put the banana coin in the middle. Also, we're being very cautious about
This
that.
holds no extra power, but everyone's
it's
like...
kind of like that thing you keep in
Oh,
your
we'll see.
inventory that you don't sell, even though the
this
description is kind of like, you don't need this.
These are my 13 elixirs in Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
100%. Okay, coins back, reset. Let's
Okay.
cut. Okay, new and improved segment.
The patch is downloaded fine. We fixed the
Right.
the
This
balance
is
issues.
the equivalent of Destiny 2 Forsaken for this segment, where we all have 13 coins again, and
Turning
you're
the
not
ship
going to lose
around, and
everything.
we heard the feedback from ourselves. Right.
but we all get to keep the games we want. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I
Everybody's
still get
keeping
to play
those.
Spider-Man this
100%.
year, right?
None of us get to in the office.
And now that there's less at stake, don't feel nervous about bidding on NBA 2019.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also, I will let you watch
Let
me
it
play
play.
Spider-Man.
2K19 is my
Things have
favorite
changed.
combination of numbers and letters.
Okay, so if you don't win, you get your money back. Those are the rules. Everybody's got their money back. Here we go.
Okay.
Next one, September 11th, NBA 2K19.
No.
Yeah, sorry, not.
I've never heard somebody in auction actually voice the word no.
I'm good. No.
Keep going!
Next one. I'll get the next one.
Dude, you guys, there's this, I know no one else in the world, or at least in this office, has seen it, which is very frustrating, but Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, there's this auction scene. I don't think it's a spoiler. They bid on dinosaurs,
Yeah.
and it is frustrating how low those numbers are. Imagine like one of 11 dinosaurs left on the planet.
$8.99.
How much do you think that would go for in a room filled with billionaires?
15 payments
Like,
of $300.
2 million.
All right, Kyle, you defeated my point. No, it's like 10 million. It's like, that would be worth so much more. The money it costs to make that dinosaur was
Yeah, I
over
guess that's
10
true.
million.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? I feel stupid now.
It's at least over 100 million. Every single one should be.
Yeah, but who is like the biggest person interested in like what is the point
Jeff
of having
Bezos.
a dinosaur?
yeah, Jeff Bezos.
Elon
just,
Musk. They would have dinosaur fights.
just to make love
be
to
Sending
him.
these dinosaurs to Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, so sending dinosaurs to Mars. I'm at 2 coins. Okay, here we go. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
2 coins.
September 14th.
2 coins.
Leo, excited. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I love the Tomb Raider games, the new ones, exclusively.
I'm actually totally on the same page. I have no nostalgia for the old games. I love the new ones. I'm going to go 3.
Okay, new developer isn't worrying you. Setting looks interesting enough.
It did until I read all the sort of hands-on coverage. Like everyone's kind of like this sounds dismissive, but almost shoulder shrugging. Like, yeah, it's still Tomb Raider. It's still
Yeah,
good. Which
yeah.
is what I want.
Stealth focus. You can cover yourself in mud. Okay, Leo, what are you at?
I am still at 2.
Okay,
I'm not
Kyle's
sure.
at 3.
I'm trying to cheat and look ahead and see if there's anything I'm going to need the money more
Don't
for.
just feel it, man. Feel it in your gut.
Feel it. Just feel yourself. Don't you want to find
4.
out what happens
4.
with her and her dad?
4. Kyle, do I
anything.
see 4?
Well, I'd have to do 2 more, right?
You have to do 5. Just 2 more of your own precious coins.
I gotta find out about
Wow.
her and her dad. I'm going 5.
And he's using his nanner coin as well.
God!
Oh, you okay? That's borderline
All
disqualifying.
right, let's pause again
Why?
and we'll
There's-
patch it.
It doesn't do anything.
The nanner coin doesn't do anything. My ass.
All right, so I have 5 in now.
Everyone at this auction has been given 1 banana coin.
All right, I have 5 in.
You don't
You
know
have
what
4.
it does, but it's special in some way.
All right, Shadow of the Tomb Raider going to Kyle with 5
Yeah.
Mario coins.
Hey!
1, 2, 3, sold.
Okay, so I got Spider-Man and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I have a pretty good gaming
good.
year here, hopefully. Unless
it.
they both turn out really
We're letting
bad.
Kyle walk away with this nonsense.
1, 2, 3 sold.
All right, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, PS4, Xbox One, September 21st.
1 coin.
I'm more excited for that than like I was for Crash or anything, but I don't think I'm going to bid on it.
I'm going 2 coins because I've played Crash to death. Spyro 2 and 3, I played through half of 2, but 2 and 3 I've never finished, and so I'm very excited to play through them.
All right.
I'm at 2 coins.
You can have it.
I'm taking it. All right. Thank you.
job.
Good gaming. Good gaming, y'all.
This is good gaming.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, The Golden Country, coming out on Switch September 21st.
I need to know about the Golden Country. No.
Yeah.
Did any of us
No.
finish that game?
I should probably pick
No.
that up for Joe, I think. That'd be nice. He'll pay me back.
He asked me to pick something up for him.
Did you use one of your coins to pick it up?
No, Kyle. And this is like, it's interesting that it's a standalone
No.
prequel thing. Are you interested? Because you played a fair amount of
I
that
played
main
about
game.
10 hours of it.
Yeah.
And I bounced off. Like, I really gave it a real shot. 10 hours or so, and I am not interested in ever going back to that
And
world.
despite saying that I really wanted to play more JRPGs on my Switch, especially, like the fact that you bounced off so hard after giving it such a try is the reason I didn't start that base game. But the idea of like a focused, smaller prequel is a little interesting.
And you get to play as that guy that Nomura designed, who just stands out like a sore thumb. But
Oh,
every other
really?
character, like you
'Cause
look
it
at the
takes them
lineup
10
and you can
years
be
to
like,
enter the
that's
room?
the one that Nomura designed right there.
Yeah.
You know what I just noticed is that the Mega Man X collection isn't on the July list.
Oh, yeah, it is coming out in July.
I'll bet a coin for that.
Sorry, I did whittle this down. This isn't every game release.
Oh, okay.
I know.
All right.
But yes, everyone's
All right.
excited.
Okay.
You can throw a coin in the trash if you want.
Okay, no bids for Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
No.
Nah.
Wow.
Good.
Okay, Code Vein coming out September 28th. PS4, Xbox One, PC. This is the anime Dark Souls.
Let's switch veins and talk about it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Lydia.
I'll bid one coin just because I'm curious.
Okay,
Not super interested, but I'm
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, I played it at E3 a little bit. It didn't. At that point, it's hard to see what separates it from Dark Souls other than the art style.
Yeah.
Which is-
right.
that's not
Honestly,
necessarily
a
a bad thing.
negative to me, but I like
Yeah.
that genre so much that I'm willing to play.
All right. Do you like it more than FIFA 19 coming out September 28th?
Why did
Like,
you
is
leave
it-
these on the list?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, so you
Mega
took out
Man
Mega Man
X.
X collection, but all the sports
Look,
titles.
we're not interested, but some listeners I'm sure want to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bid
But
with
hear
your
us
coins
from
at
them.
home, listeners.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We're in October now. This is the crazy month. One of the
Yes.
craziest months maybe in gaming history. And I feel like it's an old wives' tale at this point that it's just because everybody wants to get out before Red Dead Redemption's meteor hits and upends the gaming world. But I
Yeah.
think it's true.
Totally.
yeah, I mean, Super Mario Party. They were like, we got to get out there for Red Dead Redemption.
Okay,
but I think I agree with you.
October 2nd, Forza Horizon 4 coming
I'll
out for
bet a
PC, Xbox One. I'll bet, I'll go 2. Forza Horizon 4.
I'll go 3.
Whoa, I had no idea, Cyril, you were interested in that.
Yeah,
game.
what is
I
this?
played like about 2 hours of Forza Horizon 3.
What?
Best 2 hours of your life.
That's right. No, but like, because I put it down because I had other things I wanted to play. But everything I've seen with 4 feels like I finally want to get into one of these games.
Yeah. I mean, are you like 4 coins want to get into it?
We'll see.
I'm not
Try
going to
it.
let you take it. I need to play a racing game every year. I'm going 4 coins for Forza Horizon 4.
Is that like a medical condition?
Oh,
It's like a slow motion
Well,
crank.
if you're gonna die if you don't play Forza Horizon, you can have it.
All right, I'll
All
take
right.
it. Take your coins back, boy.
There you go.
Thank you very much. All right,
Some more coins you can throw away for Mega Man X, Cyril. Let's see.
October 2nd, Fist
true.
of the North Star, Lost Paradise, PS4.
From the Yakuza developers?
Oh, is that what that is? Yeah, you're totally
believe so.
right.
Bid one just to see.
Are you a fan of the anime?
I've absorbed enough of it through osmosis, and I
The-
kind of like that Attack
guy
on
in the
Titan game.
hay.
So I'm like,
I know that's a big
Yeah.
deal, right?
you are already dead. I want to see how they implement that in their gameplay. How
That's what it says when you get a game over.
How can I play this game if I'm already dead?
Cyril, I think you can take it, man.
Yeah,
All
you can
right,
do it.
sweet. Mega Man 11 coming out October 2nd on every system except for 3DS.
I will bid a coin on that.
Yeah, big spender.
I want to play a new Mega Man game.
People seemed hot on it from the demo at E3, and yeah, with the cover story trip, it was interesting. I'm happy it exists. I don't know if I'm dying to play it.
If it was Mega Man X,
All right,
No,
all right. If everyone wants to
all these
complain, if
would've
it was
gone.
Mega Man Legends 3.
that game's
Cyril?
gonna be great. But I don't like the original Mega Man. I prefer X.
Yeah,
Okay, you taking it with 1 coin?
I guess.
There we go. Cyril is really,
Congratulations.
he's going to have stuff to play. He's smart with these little
Yeah.
1 coin bids.
Right.
Damn it. All right, October 5th, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I'll bid one.
I'll bid 2.
Interesting. Leo, you've played a lot of this game.
Yeah. It
Does
seems
it-
cool. My one worry is that it's going to be so long. The map in Origins was so huge. I beat that game and never saw half of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to be the same way.
Don't
But
worry.
I mean, I'm sure it's
October's
gonna
pretty barren, so I mean, you can really focus solely on Assassin's
I
Creed
will
Odyssey.
bid 3 for it. I really liked
Wow.
Origins, and I would like to play more of that style game.
I'll let you have it.
Wow.
It does look great, though.
Surreal, October 5th. There we go. Okay, here we go. Super Mario Party on the Switch, October 5th.
Can I get it coming back? Or we already made that joke. No, no, no.
I will take Cyril's lead and actually put down a single coin for that one.
Do you think we should just, in the spirit of Mario Party, just come up with a random number generator 1 through 4, and then whoever loses has to put like 5 coins in the middle?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going 1 coin?
Yeah. I'll have that game on my
if
Switch.
no one else is going to bid
Take
on
it, dude.
Yeah, I'll play with my kid.
I'm very curious about that tech, and I want to see how that works for like putting the 2 switches next to each other and making them kiss.
Although in this
Yeah,
in this
sweet.
game, your kid is not allowed to. Only you can play the copy that you get from this mini game.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
If your kid wanted it, they should have been here.
That's true.
yeah, they should have come to this auction.
I like they didn't make them kiss. Like that's the mini game. Make Luigi and Mario kiss.
Everybody gets 100
But there's like
coins.
some like Baroque mechanic where you have to like put their faces, align them, but you can't see their actual faces. So
Yeah.
it's like everyone has to see like
Right.
who aligned these faces the
Because
best.
they're kissing with their eyes closed is
Yeah.
like the contextual conceit for it. Yeah.
That sounds actually more like a WarioWare game, but that's
Yeah.
pretty great. All right,
Which is a lesson to everybody out there: never kiss with eyes closed.
true.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. All right. Switch and PS4 October 9th is getting a game called Disgaea 1 Complete. Is anybody into that?
So that's probably the
No,
like a new port of the original PS2 game.
You tell me.
I'm going with that.
Yeah. I played enough of the original game that I
Okay.
kind of don't need this.
What do you guys think about October 9th, WWE 2K19 coming out on everything?
It's another chance to have a 2K19 game.
Yeah.
A lot of big wrestling
Game from the
fans.
future.
out
All
there.
right.
Election.
Here we go. October 12th, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now included in this is Blackout.
Yeah.
If you want, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's just from my point of view, but that is what I'm most curious about and most want to play is how the Call of Duty series tackles the Battle Royale.
And you got to know what you're talking about,
You got to know what I'm talking about.
when you're on the Game Informer show.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited for Blackout, but
I'll put
yeah.
2 down for Blackout alone.
Why are you bidding so high?
I was trying to scare him off.
You put
see,
down like 4 for
Leo
5
ran
for-
away like a scared little dog with his tail
That is
between
I've
his
never been more
legs.
scared in my life.
I can tell.
yeah, I'm excited for that game, but when it comes to Call of Duty, I like the campaign, so we'll
Yeah.
see if I get into that one at all.
October 16th, Lego DC Supervillains. You can play as Joker. You can take over enemies. You get to design your own superhero. Lex Luthor is a good guy.
I was
Relatively.
looking at his watch while you're saying this.
All right. Come on, let's
Okay,
go.
here we go. October 16th, Starlink Battle for Atlas. Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
I'm gonna throw down a coin.
Yeah, good call. All right.
Has it,
Maybe that's
is
Star
it-
Fox.
has it been confirmed you don't have to deal with the Toys to Life part?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that was one of our
interesting.
questions at E3, and they said, yeah, you don't have to mess with it at all. I think it looks pretty cool.
Just cutesy version of No Man's Sky. I'm glad it exists.
Even though I was just bad mouthing No Man's Sky like 10 minutes
October
ago.
16th, Warriors Orochi 4 on PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
Surreal?
Moving on, October 19th, Soul Calibur 6.
I'll
Sorry.
put in 2 coins.
You realize no one was going to compete with that, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's smart. All right, take it.
right.
Soul Calibur 6, Geralt in there.
2 coins is how important it is to Serial.
Yeah.
Serial, do you know what their schedule's looking like? Just like on Tuesday? No, do you know like, are they going to announce any more crazy characters on the level of Geralt?
Maybe not until launch, I would say.
But they're probably coming.
I think
on
with
history?
how successful sort of those crossover characters in Tekken were at getting
Yeah.
the word out about that game on a regular basis, I think they'll do more.
Okay.
But I think until launch, it's probably going to be Geralt.
Yeah, there we go. Battlefield 5, October 19th. Damn it. I'll put in 1.
Yeah. You like those
Battlefield
games.
1?
And look, honestly, if this was releasing before Call of Duty 4, I would have put in more chips.
Yeah.
Sorry, Black Ops 4, because I'm also very curious about Battle Royale. And also, I really like the war stories in Battlefield 1. I know that they're less loved than the multiplayer in general, but I think they're really cool. I love that little vignette style, and I really want to see DICE do a World War II here. Okay, 1. Am I taking it?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you. Okay, on October 23rd, Just Dance 2019.
I'm going to bid 5 of Kyle's coins.
Yeah, that's allowable. Hang on, check.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
allowable.
went in my pocket. And,
There we go. October 26th.
Whew.
Okay.
Here it is.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'll bet a coin.
Releasing on PS4, Xbox One. Holy crap. I can't outmatch that. 1 coin. Okay, this is
2 coins.
Oh, God, Cyrils, please stick with us.
Oh God.
You don't get to play it if you don't win it.
Yeah.
Here.
I'll go
3 coins, MFers.
damn it.
All right, so we got 3.
I'll go
5.
Damn it!
He even had the nanner coin.
I know, throw it in the nanner too. Leo, you're at 5 coins for Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes.
Why are you so excited for this?
The multiplayer.
Other than
Yeah, dude, why?
Oh, the multiplayer. Interesting.
Yeah, why would you want to play this?
Well, I mean, honestly, the single player stuff sounds interesting. The way you like talk to people, you know, you press buttons to like intimidate them or talk to them. That seems really interesting. But the multiplayer, like the multiplayer of Red Dead Redemption 1, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Loved it. The duels at the start of the team death matches
So much fun.
and the free roaming, it was really unlike anything else.
The entire world map is just the lobby for the game. It's so awesome.
Yeah, just squatting up and going and doing like gang shootouts in the middle of the open world. It was like,
Yeah.
there's nothing like that. I don't think.
Yeah. I wish it was coming out for PC.
God, me too.
All right, 5. Take it, Leo. Right?
Really?
Is anyone we're gonna?
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations,
Leo, 5
man.
for Red Dead Redemption 2. Way
And
to
the
go, man.
banana coin is in the mix, so
We got a coin
Oh, you
in
threw
the
the nanner
mix.
coin in there?
yeah.
Holy cow. Rockstar.
Because
does
there was
not
one in the
accept
trailer. There's a banana. Polygon did a funny thing where they pointed out and talked about how bananas had just arrived in the U.S. like the year before, so the people in the trailer lived most of their lives without knowing what a banana was. That's pretty good.
Really interesting.
Do you think they like would walk into a new town with a nana and just start like chewing on it slowly? Like, I wonder if anyone's gonna ask me a question about this. Like, if you saw somebody eating a new fruit outside, you'd lose your mind.
Yeah.
Gouge my eyes
I
out.
went to like a grocery store and saw a new fruit. It didn't blow my mind.
Really, it wasn't like some
I asked
Lovecraftian
about
new
it.
color thing.
I went and asked like what it was, but it wasn't like this like life-changing
What was
experience.
it?
I don't even remember. That's how impactful it was. It tasted kind of like a Starburst.
You guys ever heard of June berries?
No, that sounds
I have a
bad.
Juneberry tree in my backyard, and I eat like 30 a day. And I Googled it once, and they didn't seem poisonous, but it's like a watered down blueberry. Delicious.
You made a pie,
30
right?
a day. Pretty sure it's not poisonous.
Leo, how'd you know that?
I feel like when I was interning here, I was recording a video where you talked about how you made a pie.
I made a Juneberry pie. You're totally right.
Yeah, you
It
talked
was
about it on the
wonderful.
podcast.
Boy, what a boring podcast. Okay, November 6th, Overkill's The Walking Dead. This is another Payday style, little bit Left 4 Dead style multiplayer bonanza. Walking Dead, Overkill's The Walking Dead from the Payday 2 team. Let it go.
I feel like there are already so many zombie games just coming out that are all about dealing with the horde that I'm like automatically bored of it without playing a single one of them.
Wow, good luck, Starbreeze. Okay, November 13th, Hitman 2.
I'll put a coin.
2 coins.
Cyril, are you a big Hitman guy?
You played it at E3, right? Hitman
Yeah,
2?
I liked it. I played the first one a little bit.
Okay. You're at 2 coins, Leo?
Yeah.
Cyril, what do you think of that?
You didn't take this away from Leo?
Really, man?
It's all he has, dude.
I'll go 3 coins.
Oh!
Oh God, Leo.
This is
I don't-
Leo's favorite game of all time.
I don't
This
mean to
direct
alarm you,
sequel.
Leo, but the nanner coin is in there.
Oh my
Are
god.
you gonna fight my nanner coin?
That's not a rhetorical question.
4.
4 coins for Hitman 2 from Leo. Leo, is it just the promise? If this was just a second season of Hitman, would you be equally as excited?
Absolutely.
And that's basically what it is.
That is basically what it is. There's so much crap with their publishers switching around that they've had to like do all this really weird stuff of re-releasing the first game 10 times.
Yeah.
And it's probably annoying a lot of people, but it's going to be worth it.
There we go. 4 coins. Hitman
When I played
2.
Stardew Valley, I really listed my favorite thing as Hitman DLC.
So when you got to the bottom of the cave, they said that? Oh, that's very fun. It tastes like Hitman DLC. That's hilarious.
You can have it.
Wow, 4 coins. Leo.
Thank you guys for not driving that up because I would have done anything. I would have given all my coins.
All right, Fallout 76 coming out November 14th. PC, PS4, Xbox One.
One curiosity coin.
Oh, the Curious
the
Coin.
City coin.
There we go.
You do love
Curious coin
multiplayer.
of a
Yeah.
little later.
Leo's taking it. All right, November 16th.
Great.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Let's go Eevee.
I'll put one down.
I'll put one down. I'll go 2.
Nah, you can have it.
Damn it. Look, I'm excited for that. I love those original games. The idea of a remake, even if it's a softcore baby remake, I'm into. But the more I think about my time with it at E3, it's like, hey, they just took that core game and now you can play it on a big screen. But when the world doesn't look great, it looks serviceable, I think. But just having that core gameplay, even with like the different 4 combat moves and stuff, it's just like, this really feels simple. This is really bizarre. And even if you literally took the Game Boy game, put it up on the big screen, it's just playing that in 2018. It's just pretty simple.
I agree. I don't like the fact that you use the word softcore baby back to back.
Yeah.
One thing I really like about that
Not
game
ideal.
is seeing the Pokemon walking around in the grass.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the scope of it, just out of, industry curiosity about the softcore baby. Okay, December 4th, Just Cause 4.
I'll put in a coin. My banana.
I think that's a good move. I think this game's going to be solid. That
Yeah.
E3 demo was super fun.
My favorite thing about Just Cause 3 was just flying around the world. And I think what that game screwed up was sort of a lot of the mission design and the overly defensive territories you had to take over. But those combat encounters I think were really cool just because like they were on this enormous scale. Like the shooting itself was fine.
Yeah.
But sort of the way that you could like duck in between like huge portions of these enormous bases and just fly around, like basically take damage, fly around, sort of circle an entire island, and then now you're healed up.
Yeah.
I thought was super cool. So I will play Just Cause 4.
I'll do
Also-
2 coins.
2 coins. Wow, Leo.
Yeah, Just Cause 3, I feel like the other problem was that so many skills that made the game fun were hidden behind like challenges you
Yeah.
get to dozens of hours into the game.
Yeah. So I feel like if they can fix that stuff, it'll be super cool.
Yeah. And also if they Just Cause 3, they still said like, oh, we're taking the story more seriously than Just Cause 2. And I hope they rebound in a big way. And from the E3 demo, they didn't really talk about the story. I'm sure that's just getting out of the gate on their strongest foot, which is
The
crazy
enemies
physics
have
stuff.
tornado machines now.
Yeah, that's the story. Just have that text at the beginning, like a Star Wars crawl.
Yeah.
Go. Here's the open world.
The enemies have discovered tornado guns.
So you're taking it with 2?
I'll go 3.
Oh my God, Leo.
Well, all I have is 3. So I guess I lose.
Yeah, Suriel takes it with 3. Way to go. Okay, this is the last game on our list. I'm sure some things will trickle out, but December 7th, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
3 coins.
A day that will live in Femi. Anyway, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I got 2 coins. I'm putting them in the pot.
I
All right.
literally can't outbid you.
2?
I'm out of coins.
3.
Damn it, Kyle.
6 coins for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
But it's my favorite series.
I booted up the Wii U version this weekend.
Did you?
And I played a good bit of it. And I was like, I want this on my Switch.
Are you
Please.
excited to not be able
Do you
to
know
play
one in
with any of us?
particular?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll play. I'll happily play by myself.
Yeah.
Once I'm done with Spider-Man.
Good.
Kyle
getting
won this.
everybody.
I got
Yeah,
Smash
think Kyle
Brothers
really
and
did
Spider-Man
win.
and Rise of
Suriel's going to be playing a lot of solid 8.25s, and Kyle will be playing all the big swingers.
I think Soul Calibur will be more than a 2.
Can we actually go down the list of like who got what, or is that too hard to parse quickly?
I think didn't you write them all down?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I did.
to say like Serial got this, and this, is that hard to do
All
quickly?
right, let's cut it.
Okay.
All right, we've crunched the numbers. I feel like this is a good representation of who we are as human beings. It turns out that
Yeah.
auctions are the way you... Oh, God damn it. All right, hang on. Kyle just pointed out that in my shorthand I wrote down Kyle won the game Kyle. Hang on.
Can't wait to play Kyle.
Oh, of course that was Tomb Raider.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good God.
Otherwise known as Kyle.
Okay,
That's
so
me.
Leo, this year, rest of 2018, you can look forward to Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered,
I'm loving it.
Overcooked 2,
Great.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Hitman
Oh
2,
yeah, weird.
and Fallout 76. That's a year, baby.
That's good. Red
That's a
Dead
year.
and
Yeah.
Hitman.
Kyle, Spider-Man,
Yes.
Shadow the Tomb Raider.
Can't wait.
Super Mario Party.
Might not actually even play it.
We need to install it. Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Yeah.
Super
cool.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Perfect.
Suriel Vasquez. Yakuza Kiwami 2. Destiny 2 Forsaken. Game Informer cover story. GameInformer.com/Forsaken.
Yeah.
Code Vein. Fist of the North Star. Mega Man 11. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Soul Calibur 6. Just Cause 4. Myself, Ben Hansen. WarioWare Gold. Little Dragons Cafe. Dragon Quest 11. Spyro. Apparently I like dragons. Forza Horizon 4. Black Ops 4. Battlefield 5. And Let's Go Eevee specifically.
Eevee.
Wait, can I bid the rest of my coins for on Pikachu?
Nope, sorry. We're throwing it in the garbage. All right, well done, everybody. You guys want to move on to emails? Woo.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Game Informer Show. We have the same crew here. We're going to go over some community emails. People are into podcast at GameInformer.com with their thoughts, feedback, news stories they want us to cover, questions, dares, bets, anything that makes the podcast better. Send it into podcast at GameInformer.com. We will read it on the show, and then we're going to choose our absolute favorite email and award that person email of the week and put their hometown on our big board, and we're going to map everything. Officially sanctioned as God's country, according to Game Informer.
It also comes with a key to the city of wherever you live.
You can legally enter any building in that city. Yeah.
So it unlocks a new open world full of possibilities.
All you have to do is seriously, and you can drive to that city and just show the Game Informer show on your phone. They'll let you in.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
They're from their city. Like,
No, any listeners can go to that town.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, go to New Paris, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and
Thanks to Noah. Head on in.
all right.
Okay, Ryan Clanson writes in, he really enjoyed the Jurassic World Revealed audio game we played on last week's show. And he
No
says,
spoilers. I haven't listened to it.
oh, really? He says, hey, you idiots. Also, there's Skyrim. You guys should play that. Yeah, we want to. I really at least want to see what it's like. So hopefully next week we can finish off Jurassic World Revealed and then maybe dabble in Skyrim.
Epilogue.
Yeah,
Skyrim.
right. Just like the real one. Okay, Chris. Oh boy,
Chris,
my
boy.
favorite community member, Chris Cochran, Rojam. He says, "Hey guys, so with the first half of the year and E3 officially done, I have a question. What is your first half of 2018 game of the year so far?"
Do you want to do it? Why are you looking at me like I'll have the only game of the year?
I'm gonna put 3 coins in on God of War. I never would have expected it. I
Should have a list
was
here.
not feeling overly optimistic about that game, even after the cover story trip. I cannot imagine a world where anything's gonna unseat God of War this year for me.
Yeah.
I think
Even
it's
Red
slam
Dead?
dunk. I don't think so. I'm looking forward to Red Dead. Red Dead is one of my favorite games, but nothing I've seen from Red Dead 2
Wait, so
has
even Super Smash Brothers?
I love Smash, but I feel like, the Wii U version I had a great time with. And if I can match that time, that's great, but it'll still just be redundant of the great time I've had in the past.
Yeah, because I guess at what point, what character could they possibly put in that game that would make you more excited for that game than
Goku.
Goku? Yeah.
It's the nerdiest effing thing, but even then, I don't think it can surpass God
Hey,
of War.
Dragon Ball's on Switch, so anything can happen now.
That's true. Also, here's my prognostication just to get out of the way for Smash Bros. Ultimate characters. I bet next character they announce. Well, no. Okay, next character they announce is going to be Minecraft Steve. And
a
then
good bet.
the second, in theory, this is because according to the character slots on the character page on their official site, there are 2 empty spots. So in theory, there's 2 more, right? I bet it's Minecraft Steve, just for something weird. Nintendo and Microsoft have been kissy-kissy lately. And then closing it out with Waluigi. Just for like the
Didn't
last
they-
blast
I
of
think
fan
he's a
service.
trophy, though.
Yeah, he's an assist trophy.
Oh, really? They've already revealed
I
that?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, he gets killed in the
Yeah, but
direct.
still, you guys, still.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay. Well, I'm going to God of War.
Yeah,
What do you
God
guys
of
think?
War. I think God of War is my number one, but then the 3 that I have kind of follow up are actually Shadow of the Colossus PS4. It will definitely be in my top 10. Well, I can't say definitely, but I don't want to forget about that game because it is a remake.
Yeah.
But it was very good. Iconoclasts really surprised me, and then I think Beat Saber will make my list as well.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
But number 1 now, God of War.
Yeah. Leo, how you feeling?
Yakuza 6 is probably where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
But I also really keep falling deeper in love with Into the Breach.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a game I keep going back to, and it's super, super satisfying. It's just it's interesting seeing a game so simple, such a small game, where you're making just a small set of decisions each turn, just do so much.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really perfect game.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a toss-up between Dragon Ball and God of War for me. I think with Yakuza 6 pulling a very close third.
Okay.
I think I'll have to give it to Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's fun to go back and play more of that. You came over to my house to try and teach me how to play, and I feel like we didn't do a good job being your pupils.
And then they just put out Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, and he's a wacky character, but I like him a lot.
Wait, they already
Like
had...
Gogeta?
No, Vegito.
Vegito.
Oh, Vegito.
Super
Okay.
Saiyan Blue Vegito.
Chester
Oh,
Vegeta?
interesting.
That's right. You're
Yeah.
following this, right?
Yeah.
I'm dangerously blue.
Jurassic World Evolution's probably also going to be in my top 5.
Oh, okay.
realistically,
Really?
at the end of
Wow.
the year. I really love that game the more I play with it.
Celeste. I forgot about.
There
we go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, Logan from Louisville, Kentucky. God's country, officially. He's the one who put it on the map.
All right.
Hey, Ben and crew. Recently, I heard an interview that Kotaku's Jason Schreier did with Warren Spector at E3. I listened to that as well. It's good. And Warren mentioned having a game idea where the world is only one city block, but it is heavily detailed and deep. He described it as the reverse of open world games nowadays, being miles wide but only an inch deep. This would be an inch wide, but miles deep. How exciting of a premise is that? Do any of you on the panel get filled with dread, anxiety, or just plain anger when developers announce new games with stupid big maps? Cough, cough, Fallout, and Dying Light 2. I almost never get to finish open world games anymore, partly because I have 2 children, but mostly because they're too bloated. Do you all feel the same?
So it's kind of like a fully modeled society.
It's basically a Hitman 2 level designed by Warren Spector.
Yeah, I wish every game was like that. That's awesome.
I love that idea because density I think is way more interesting than just spreading it out. Like that sort of phrase of like a mile wide but an inch deep. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good way to phrase it.
I'm curious about sort of the diminishing returns on that density though, because if you look at it's basically I would imagine this would be something like a whole block of Gone Home sort of esque like details and scrounging around. But I'm curious to see what sort of the exploration of that would be like of like, hey, here's 20 floors of an office building. Like how do we make that an interesting story?
You make it Sim Tower where like the 69th floor is just debauchery. Remember that weird thing?
Oh.
There's like some weird stuff in the Sim Tower game. If you built your tower up to the 69th floor, it was just like a sex party or something crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Shenmue, I think, tried to kind of experiment with that
you're right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, because it does a little bit of that as well. But
Yeah.
it's not as fully featured as this would be.
I think, really leaning into it, I think it could be fantastic.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
even,
a really cool idea.
Even if somebody like Fulbright did it. And also, Warren Spector, just the best. But he's been talking about this for like 6 years. Effing do it. Like,
do it.
Put it on Kickstarter. I think you've talked about it enough at this point where people will be like, yes, I would like to fund your weird city block game.
It's one block.
How
You
hard
can
can
do it in a
be?
day and a half.
Come on, Warren.
you can do it in a day and a half.
Kyle from Granite Falls, North Carolina says, all right, NES Zelda, gameplay in the background. Hands with a sideways Joy-Con on screen playing. They press pause. The controller is passed to another set of hands. The game unpauses and gameplay resumes. Camera zooms out to a shot of 2 people in 2 different houses. Nintendo Switch Online. Bam! That's how he's calling the reveal of the Switch NES stuff.
Yeah.
Will you guys be paying for online with Nintendo? Is this question?
I mean, I guess I'd have to for my job, but I think if I weren't in this line of work, I would probably just wait for whenever a game that I wanted came out that had online.
And realistically, like, I love Smash, but I can live without online Smash.
Yeah, same. It's not going to be very expensive though, right? It's like $10 a year or something.
It's like 20.
15, 20 a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, the library I think is the most enticing thing to me of like just having Netflix for my Nintendo of just like, oh, now you can play all these games. Like,
You're right.
that's interesting to me. But as far as like online play, like even now, Xbox Live Gold, I just buy like a month or 3 when I need it. for, like, a
That's
review or
what I'd be
something,
doing
you know?
for sure. Just whenever me and my friends in my Discord are playing Smash, I'll definitely have to get it for that.
Yeah, that's smart.
Probably.
Although, yeah, having Balloon Trip all the time on your Switch would be pretty sweet.
You can't pass that up.
You cannot throw it away.
Balloon Trip or Balloon Fight?
Yeah, you
Balloon Trip within Balloon Fight. Oh, no, it's the mode. All right, Doug from Burlington, Vermont says, hey, GI team. I've mostly been an Xbox gamer since my mom won the launch Xbox in 2001 in a sweepstakes. Cool. Wait,
I
what?
thought he was going to say the lottery. Ever since my mom won the lottery.
The Xbox lottery.
That's actually the second person that I've met now who became an Xbox player because they won an Xbox console.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft, give them away. This will fix your generational woes.
Exactly.
That's why PlayStation won the generation, is because they had that Taco Bell deal.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Doug says, but being a huge Spider-Man fan has me thinking of picking up my first PlayStation since PS2 when Spidey drops in September. I'm sorry, only Kyle can play that, Doug. No.
Yeah, sorry.
I think that a PS4 Spider-Man bundle console would push me over the edge. What do you think the odds are on a Spider-Man PS4 console?
What are the highest odds?
Any privileged intel from your cover story trip?
Is there anything? Yeah, is there a number higher than 100%?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything. I assume you two were on the cover story trip.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it
do
just?
You remember?
Did you? Okay.
I feel like they didn't talk about it. Like they said we couldn't talk about it. or
It'll
something.
100% will be like red with like the blue lines in between if it's a pro, I'm guessing. Do you think that what decal do they put on it? Just like the Spider-Man symbol?
It'll be the white.
It'll be the white
Spider-Man
thing.
the white Spider-Man symbol?
Odds of it looking good. 20%.
What are the lowest odds?
What if do you think the controller will be like this? They'll have a colored controller as well?
Yeah.
Will it include a copy of
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. These are all things that'll happen.
Will it also have Nintendo's online service?
Do you guys like the look of
What are the highest odds?
Do you guys like the look of any limited edition consoles?
I got the Destiny PS4. That was the first
Yeah.
PS4 I got.
Oh, is that the white one?
Yeah.
Oh, that one is cool.
I like
yeah,
that
it just
one.
goes super subtle. But even like the God of War PS4, it's like, I don't like.
I don't know that it's still used it obviously, but the 20th anniversary PlayStation 1 one, I think
Yeah,
it
you're
was.
right. That was great.
I would have loved to have that one.
You're totally right. The
Just for that controller, because that is a awesome controller.
yeah, the Halo 4 360 console just looks like a bird shit all over it. It's just so gross.
Our R2D2 Xbox 360 is awesome.
That is true. It's the Star Wars one with like a C-3PO controller.
it
Yeah,
has
and it
the
makes
sound
the
effects,
noise when you...
And on the disc tray on the inside, it says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope."
Yep.
Does it really say that?
It really does.
Oh, I like that a lot more now.
Yeah. Stuart Blessman writes in, hey, everyone. I was wondering, what's your favorite collectible you keep at your desk and why? More than anything, I just want to hear everybody clap and then be surrounded by stuff. We're not going to do that, Stuart, but good idea. All right. What's your favorite collectible? Serial, what do you got?
I have a one-of-a-kind techies figure that my friend made for me. She works at a pottery place. It's actually called That Pottery Place. And so she made this ceramic model of like a techies. One of the techies. There's 3 techies.
Help us out. I know because I'm smart, but some people don't know what tech is.
So there's 3 techies, and they're a Dota 2 character.
There we go. Okay, got it.
And Dota 2 is all I had to say.
If you buy the $35 item that's an Arcana, one of them is inside one of the mines, basically, and he walks around, and she made that for me of like the little guy peeking out of the bomb, and that's my favorite thing. Hanson, are you okay?
No, it's good. It's good. It's wonderful. Sounds cool.
So it's an exotic. It's
Yeah,
one of a kind.
yeah, that's right.
I have a toy I found in Japan, which I'm in love with, which is Frieza from Dragon Ball Z in like a business suit, like applauding, like Smash Brothers style applauding, which is so weird. I guess they're like based on stickers from Line.
Where are his hands? If it's a still statuette.
It's like his hands are like this. Oh.
Okay.
But it's something to do
Are you
like,
sure he's not supposed to be holding an orb or something? That fell off?
No. He's a
wearing a business
businessman
suit.
applauding.
Got it.
It's cool, good, snarky Frieza.
Cyril has a cool JB statue on his desk.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, the gorillas thing. Yeah, of the
JB looks like a
2D,
member of the Gorillas.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, you have a Guardian amiibo from Breath of the Wild. And one day after you left, I snuck over and I drew a little butthole on it.
on the bottom of it, yeah.
So
and
you
then I
flip
flipped
it
it
over.
upside down with all the tentacles up, so it was prominently displaying that.
Tentacles
smart.
down, butthole up. That's the way.
Now
like
I'm
the
the businessman applauding. I had an Ark dinosaur. We got the collector's edition
that's
sent in.
right.
That's right.
And it fell off my desk and shattered.
Oh.
And so I took the head that broke off and I sawed the head off of a Evil Within Raven that we
In
had.
like a Dumb and Dumber Pretty Bird style concoction. Yeah.
Right,
Duct
yeah.
tape.
Yeah, and it's very top heavy and it tips over, so I have to pin the back down. But that's my favorite collectible. That and the Ride Along 2 Blu-ray.
It is a collectible, yeah. Kyle, what was yours?
What's my? Mine's not as funny as your guys, but I have a little collection of Shadow of the Colossus figures that when I moved up here for the job, it was one of the few things I like brought with me. I brought like a TV, an Xbox, and a collection of Shadow of the Colossus.
Abandoned
Those
your
are very
family.
cool.
Back
Yeah, I
in
mean,
South
for a
Carolina.
couple weeks, yeah.
Nate Inman from Brandon.
House.
Hang on a second. You read the email. I'll be back in a second.
Really? Is this? Are we cutting this?
Yeah, no. Do it.
Okay. Hey, Ben. I'm new to the podcast and have been listening to the whole backlog in hopes of someday being current.
Wow.
I should be in about a month. The reason I'm writing is very dumb, but here goes. In 2 of the more recent podcasts I've listened to, Joe has referenced buying a Sega Genesis for the Tasmania game, and both times you've asked if it was about Taz being on Mars. That is a different game from Tasmania called Taz and Escape from Mars, which was actually much better than Tasmania. Anyway, now I've wasted your time and mine. I can sleep better. Thanks for doing a great show. That helps my time at work go by quickly.
Okay, we normally edit out the compliments, but thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, I played a lot of that game, and I just can never remember the name of it. But I'm sure this happens all the time in the podcast where we're repeating the same conversations. We just don't realize it. But I love that twice. I was like, is that the one where... Anyways, the reason... Oh, he also says, P.S. Please do West of Loathing for the next game club. If you don't, just do yourself a favor and play it. Yeah, now that it's on Switch, I've been meaning to play it.
I've been meaning to as well.
Yeah, everyone's been meaning to play it. Anyways, this is Nate
mean to
Inman
the most.
from Brandon, Mississippi, obviously. MS. We all know what that stands for. Thank you. Thank you again, Reverend John Michael from Knob, Missouri, for your map, which is my cheat sheet. Okay, here we go. Chris Reardon from New Bedford. Hang on a second.
What are the initials?
Yeah, we can all.
There's no
Try.
need. Obviously, it's Massachusetts.
You mean MA?
Yes, MA. Okay, hello, GI Show crew. One thing that wasn't mentioned during your discussion of the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit was its clever use of controller rumble. Whenever Chris uses his powers to, say, turn on the TV or while playing with his toys, the controller would rumble as if something was really happening in the game. It's like, he's like, ooh, look at me mess with this stuff. And the controller shakes, but it doesn't really. He's not actually controlling this stuff. Anyways, I was really charmed by this. For a change, my controller wasn't responding to explosions or body blows, but to on-screen characters' imagination alone. It took me back when I was a kid pretending to power up like Goku, tensing all my muscles and shaking slightly. We've all been there, buddy. Can you think of any other games that use the rumble mechanic in charming ways like this?
Any lock-picking minigame.
Actually, what's that?
When you're just applying torque?
Yeah. Honestly, I hate lockpicking minigames, but I do like the controller feel aspect of it. There's something kind of satisfying about finding that sweet spot.
What was that last week? You brought up Lumines and sticking some Joy-Cons up your butt.
That's right.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have a serious one though. Fez. There's a puzzle in Fez that uses the left and the right rumble of the controller to solve
I
a
totally
puzzle.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And we talked about it during the God of War Game Club, but it's a small detail, but I still love it when you throw your axe in the new God of War. As it's spinning, even though it's not connected to your body, you still feel like the rotating rumble in your controller just to like better connect you with that thing. It's so weird. Yeah. Also, the back massage from Metal Gear Solid 1. Where Naomi's like, put the controller on your back, Snake. Let me loosen up those muscles, big boy. Oh, it's fun.
You know what? I think I think Twin Snakes, one of the things that happened with Psycho Mantis is he would say, put your controller on the ground, I'll move it.
Right. And the original he does that too.
Oh, he did in the original too? Okay, because I thought, but there wasn't rumble on all the PlayStation 1 controllers, right? I thought you had to switch controller ports but it rumbled as well?
I want to say it did, yeah.
I think guess they had something for if it wasn't a rumble controller. Okay. I think they had a different thing playing.
That's a good question.
That must have been the one that I played without a rumble controller then. So I encountered it for the first time in Twin Snakes.
Yeah, there you go. Clastical says, hello, I'm playing through Darksiders War Mastered Edition. Oh boy, I forgot they did that.
War Mastered?
War Mastered Edition for the first time, and I can't believe I missed out on this fantastic gem. What are your favorite games from last gen that you think more people should have played?
What game should they War Master next?
I'm sick of all these War Masters.
From last gen?
Yeah,
Sleeping Dogs?
Oh, great choice. Yeah. Wonderful choice. And that's also, it got War Mastered, didn't it?
It did. Definitive Edition, they called it.
Oh, okay. Not the Definitive Edition. That's Darksiders 2.
Right.
They're really blowing it over there in Nordic.
Yeah.
It hasn't been War Mastered yet, but I think I still love Rashard. Little game on PS3, like this puzzle platformer, which normally isn't my type of game, but it's like a cool Space Truckers vibe. It is such a solid game. And then that studio just exploded, and you could quiz people, and they would insist that that's not a real game.
Yeah, I remember you making the pitch for that game to be on the top 50, like right when I first started here.
Yeah.
Mine is this one just came up in our discussions yesterday, just related to something coming up in the magazine. But Prince of Persia 2018, I think it's really underrated. I really adore that.
Wait, you mean 2008?
2008. Thank you. Yeah.
Spoilers.
I love that game, and I think it got a bad rap for some reason. Like it was too different from previous Prince of Persias or something.
This was news to me. The idea that like around our office, people don't like that game because I remember sentiment being pretty positive when it came out.
It did not review great, and the follow up one they kind of went more back to like a kind of a more of an old school, Sands of Time style game. But I love the story of that game. I love the world of the game. I love the way it looks.
I'm totally with you, Kyle. That game is pretty cool.
Yeah,
thank you. They should War Master.
Mine would be, I know people have played this game, but DMC, Devil May Cry, I think more people should play that.
Devil May Cry.
Enough people should have played that game so that they made a sequel is where I'm going to put that because it is the best Devil May Cry. It's probably my favorite combat system in a game ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What about it?
Like
the push and pull thingy?
Well, that and so sort of the way that every encounter basically became like this weird, intricate puzzle that you could put apart or, dismantle any way you wanted, where different characters had different colored shields and you had the two weapons and the push and pull stuff like that. That combat has sort of soured me on pretty much everything else that has come out in terms of like, this is too mashy compared to DMC.
You can't even enjoy your local fight clubs anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I used to love my fight clubs.
Leo, did you ever play that game?
No.
They do this really cool thing where they're like, basically, it's a heist mission in this tower where it's like, okay, here's the plan. We're going to go in this room over here. Then we're going to go to the right. We have to go up this way. We got to watch out for this. And it's like they're drawing it on a chalkboard. But the cool part is you just start the level and then you have that audio as you're playing. And like the chalk is in the world in front of you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the coolest weird twist on that idea where you're going through the level, then it's like, all right, what we got to remember here is don't go in the duct over here. We got to curve to the right. And it's like lines in the real world.
It's sort of like when they're narrating that part, and as they're narrating, that stuff is happening like in the movie. It's
that
like
game
super
is so
cool.
clever.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
In the heist movie sort of framework they're going for. They basically combined the planning scene and the execution scene into one level.
In a way that only video games could accomplish. Cameron from Tallahassee, Florida.
And what is that character's name?
He's not coming back. He says, "Hey crew, after seeing The Incredibles 2 last night, I must say that the Screenslaver might be one of my favorite names ever for a villain."
It's good.
It's very good. It's no Gazer Beam, but I guess that's all right. What are some of your favorite, good or bad, character names from games and movies? Character names.
I did a little research on this. Went back in time to a replay from last year.
Ooh.
Where we did a 3DO spectacular. Played a lot of great 3DO games. There's one called Blades Force.
Blades Force?
Blade Force.
Okay.
And the opening cutscene just introduced a bunch of these insane villains that you're going to have to kill throughout the game. And the two standout names were Eddie Ecstasy, who is a billionaire playboy with an earring. He winked at the camera. And then, of course, evil televangelist, Reverend Biatch.
Reverend Biatch.
Rest in peace.
That's
He
right.
did a lot of good work, too.
I looked up an old feature I wrote in 2013 that went down a bunch of really bad names. Griffin Spade from Battle Tanks I like a lot. I have Marth on this list. I just think Marth is a bad name.
It is a dumb thing for your mouth to say.
And this is one that Tim, when I was putting this feature together, Tim Torrey was still here at Game Informer, Tim Torrey of Capcom, and he quickly suggested this character from me from a game called Zombie Revenge, a character named Stick Brightling. And of course Hot Coldman from Metal Gear Solid.
all time.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest.
I think my favorite Dark Souls boss name is Ceaseless Discharge.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very good boss name. And then I'm a huge fan of No More Heroes. Particularly because of the boss names. We've got stuff. Not all of them are great, but there's Death Metal, which is the first boss.
Yeah.
Destroy Man, Dr. Peace,
That's really good.
Henry Cooldown, Holly Summers.
Hang on, does Henry Cooldown have like a significant cooldown move?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's just sort
Is
of
he
like,
related
He
to
loves going
Hot
down
Coldman in any way?
No.
In some ways.
Speedbuster. And my favorite, I'm going to try to pronounce it here. Harvey Moisevich Voldorovsky.
Okay.
He's like
Please show him with the family some respect. Get it right. It's good. Those are
Those
very
are
good.
all really
Actually, this is a good chance to just quickly bring up for the Mega Man X collection that's coming out.
Yeah.
Mega Man X5, they're changing some of the boss names.
Oh, yeah.
So we're losing names like Duff McWhalen. And they're going to have it be like more traditional Mega Man X boss names.
Not my Mega Man.
Oh,
Can't lose Duff
forgot another
McWhalen.
No More Heroes one. Let's Shake.
Let's Shake.
Yeah.
His first name is
Yes.
Let's.
Yeah.
Like Let's
Shake.
Potato Chips.
Wow, that's good.
No, Let's. Not Lays.
Well, Let's is you've been watching Community, right?
Yeah,
Let's Potato Chips. It's a running gag.
TV brand.
This is Disgrace TV, but Louis, the show on FX, not to be mentioned outside of this, but they had a news anchor in this throwaway shot, and they just had a news anchor lady, and her name was Fanny Chapcranter. It's the funniest name. I can never get it out of my head.
What a
Anyways,
genius.
yeah. Well, all right. Dean Convery from Belfast, Ireland says, "Hello, Ben Hansen, an interchangeable guest. Not interchangeable. We love them all. I got a grievance to air about a lot of modern games, and that's the player character spoiling puzzles. I can't count how many times I've walked into a room and had my character say, 'I've got to repair that lever to open the gate,' before I've even noticed that the room had a gate. Or maybe I notice an intractable object in the environment and go to pick it up, and the character will say, 'Ah, yes, maybe I can use this to stop the water flow.' Is there anything that could be done by developers to give the players hints without spoiling the solution?"
Like in Uncharted when you go in your notebook and see Nathan Drake's already figured out the puzzle.
Yeah,
Needs
exactly.
the
I don't know when
solution
he
there.
does that. If it's just so fast, just during some loading screens, he just has a foresight and just draws
Research
it
he
all
did
up.
before.
Right.
I think they should just have like a timer built in that it's like if you've spent 5 minutes and still haven't figured this out, then we'll throw a hint your way.
And the hint should only be the chalk outlines from DMC.
There you go.
It's just a huge arrows.
But just
showing you where
get
to
some
go.
time at least before, it just spoils it for you.
Yeah.
I definitely like it coming in after you're clearly not doing anything for like 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Have you guys ever? I'm always that person in every puzzle in every game ever where I'm just staring at it for 5 minutes, just begging for some hint, just pleading with it. But the timing is always weird on when they decide to deliver hints. Like it's inconsistent across games and it's frustrating. Sometimes I'll be playing for like 12 minutes before suddenly it'll decide to jump back in.
Yeah.
don't know. I think Shadow of the Colossus, it feels like a good timing for when they start throwing that stuff in there.
I mean, like stuff like Ocarina of Time, I just think was a good system where it's like if you hit a wall and you're like, I don't know what to do, you could ask Navi. Like you would instigate the hint, which I like.
It's funny because you bring up Zelda because in Breath of the Wild, I think one of the hints spoiled one of the bosses for me.
Oh, really? Because I thought that game was pretty good about not holding your hand in any way. I was actually going to say, like, oh, this person should play Breath of the Wild because so rarely does it.
For the most part, you're right. But there was one boss counter specifically where it gave me the hint of like, oh, you should do this before I actually had figured it out.
All right, here we go, team. Trent Weber from Aurora, Colorado. He says, Dear GI, have you ever considered covering arcade games? Or was that something that happened in the past? It was, but he says a lot of new arcade games now are just blown up phone ports, but there have been some really unique ones in the past few years, like an arcade-only Luigi's Mansion game, a Batman Racer, and a 4-player Pac-Man game. Yeah, Pac-Man Battle Royale, Pac-Man Versus, I forget what it's called. I love this idea. I feel like we should do an arcade-focused episode. I feel like getting Andy and Reiner in here to like dive in deep on their favorite arcade games would be super fun.
Yeah.
You should Google... Game Informer and that Batman game because Reeves wrote a very in-depth feature about its development and talked to the people who made it and how much they love making arcade games. So,
especially with like that Halo arcade game coming up.
Yeah,
there's some weird stuff happening in the arcade space.
It'll be a good feature to like round up a bunch of weirdo ones. But that Batman one, we dove deep on that one. You can find some information about that.
There's that Half-Life 2, I think, arcade game in
Japan. There's a Left 4 Dead arcade game, I think, as well.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I played the Luigi's Mansion game that that Trent references here. It's like, you totally have like the
was it in Japan or was it?
Yeah, I played it in Japan. I don't know if they have it in the States at all.
Yeah. A recent favorite that I really like was basically like a like-on shooter game that was Space Invaders, where it has this enormous screen and basically it's Space Invaders, but instead of like shooting from below, you basically have one of those big Gatling guns and you're just basically shooting them freestyle.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, they have one of those at the mall.
Yeah,
I played Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games in Japan.
Oh, the on the treadmill? Was that
they had like things you step on and it had bars and it was like 4 stations.
Oh yeah, we saw that, sorry.
Yeah.
And then it was is people like sprinting like on a treadmill type thing?
Right, yeah, depending on the activity. There's lots of different stuff.
Was it the best Sonic game you've ever played?
Easily.
Holy
also, my favorite arcade game is called Arm Champs 2. It was at the State Fair a couple years ago.
Really?
It's a robot arm that comes out of the machine and you arm wrestle it.
Oh yeah,
and it's ascending levels of difficulty that are actual like force pushing back against you is harder.
Oh, they could just snap your hand like a twig if it wanted to.
Yeah.
If that thing ever gets sentience, look out!
That thing is so much fun.
Just grabbing at people.
It's just going to be doing this, though. That's the extent of its ability. It's just like, if you put a walnut there, it'll smash it.
The first AI to go rogue is just one hand.
By the way, it reached out to grab my throat once.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it lifted me in the air.
Vader, I'm going to murder you.
Yeah, a full robot man got out of the machine.
By the way, it's kind of crappy that you spoiled the end of Westworld by bringing up the guy that does the arm wrestling.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's good. Anyways, Charles J. Pantalone says, hey, what's up, Ben and crew? Hey, my name is Chuck, and I'm here to say, my name is Chuck, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Longtime reader, first-time writer. Thank you. I really like the story from JV about the USO. I was in the Marine Corps Infantry 4 years and gamed the entire time when I was in. Fun little story for you guys. When I was in boot camp back in 2012, the only communication you can have with friends and family back home are letters and small packages. One day my mom sent over one of your magazines. I do not remember what the cover story was, but Mario was on the cover. That was New Super Mario Brothers U for that one. Yeah. And my drill instructors were not happy with me. After several hours of assorted exercises, I walked by the room where the drill instructors were hanging out, and I saw all 3 of them flipping through it and saying things like, man, I can't wait till that comes out. So they completely went back on that. Thank you. Also, he says, P.S. Real Marines play PUBG.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know why
Shots fired.
I don't know why you looked at me. Like,
you just gonna take that?
I'm not a real Marine. Sorry, guys. I've never did any.
Barely even a space Marine at this point. Val from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Wait, someone else was from Longmeadow as well. That's interesting. Hey, Game Informer. I may be tardy to the party for emails, but I was a female gamer in a combat brigade. The nerd culture was strong with me. I was stationed in Baumholder, Germany from 2002 to 2007. I spent 27 months in Kuwait and Iraq. I played video games during deployments and after I separated so I could feel human again. During my first deployment, I mailed home my Game Boy Advance and all my games. Then I found out that we got extended leave for 3 months. I immediately bought another Game Boy Advance and more games, as it would be ridiculous to go so long without it. P.S. Thank you, Ben, for recommending Duck Amuck on the DS. We love it. Someone heard that cry. That game's cool.
I still want to sit down and play that game.
Yeah? You guys ready for a doozy?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Can I prepare myself for a doozy?
Nope. Mr. Hardy writes in from Seattle. AP Wire, dated July 1st, 2019. With the passage of Conglomerate Responsibility Alliance Proclamation Law, U.S. citizens are now required to declare their total and undying loyalty to one of the remaining 7 mega corporations. Upon declaring, you're only allowed to consume media, videos, music, video games, etc. via that entity and its hardware. Note of clarification. If you're proudly sporting a Nintendo brand, say, you may only watch your Netflix, YouTube, Pornhub, and the likes through the options available on the Switch or 3DS.
Not the Wii? Web browser?
Maybe the Wii's allowed. Any Nintendo products.
Okay.
You have to swear your undying loyalty. All media can only be consumed from these different companies. You ready?
And this is real.
Well, it will be by July 1st, 2019. Absolutely.
Should I save my questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we bid on them?
No.
Okay.
Okay, your choices are Apple, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Amazon, Facebook, Google.
Okay. So like Amazon, I can't pick Amazon because I can use Amazon to buy everything, right? Like
You can't buy a Switch through Amazon. No, that's definitely
all
cheating.
right, just making sure. Making sure.
You can play all the hot Amazon Fire games. Though.
And you can watch Amazon Prime and listen to Amazon Music.
Right.
Because that's something to consider. Because if you go like Switch, you're cutting out all music pretty much, right?
Yeah.
If I went
Can't listen to
Microsoft,
music?
I don't think on
So
Switch.
okay, so can you still buy stuff from Amazon, but pick Nintendo? Like, is it only for media services? Basically, is what I'm saying.
I believe so.
Okay.
This is only for media.
Okay.
And all entertainment media, you have to pick
Yes.
one. Okay.
Yes.
That's tough.
That is tough.
Spotify's not on that list, is it?
Well, Spotify you can get on your Xbox, so maybe that kind
I
of gives
see.
it like
True.
a.
well, I mean, if you
in.
say Microsoft, does that mean your PC gaming is allowed? Or just Microsoft's Play Anywhere initiative?
I think Microsoft. You couldn't use like your browser, but you
Couldn't?
could.
Oh my gosh!
No.
So you can use the Xbox's Internet Explorer browser.
Right. And
Powered by Bing.
I'd rather die than use Bing.
Yeah.
But, okay, could you still play games on your PC if you didn't choose Microsoft?
That's the question, right?
Okay.
I think you could.
Oh, but it's only for media streaming services then.
Yes.
Oh.
Media, video games, everything.
Okay. So if you go Switch, you lose Netflix,
Right.
but you got Hulu.
Leo, stop acting like this is confusing. Everybody weigh in. I'm going Google.
I'm also going
Having
Google.
YouTube, having everything, I couldn't let it go.
Yeah. I need to watch my Vine compilations.
Yeah.
I will never swear loyalty to Google. This is
Well,
my Game of
man.
Thrones situation.
What are you going with?
This is hard. I think I could lose YouTube. I don't think my life would be that.
Okay, just choose what you like, though, buddy.
I really I like Nintendo games a lot.
All right, Kyle chose Nintendo. Leo, what do you got?
Sony's kind of all in one, If I couldn't have Discord or whatever, I can use the party chat system.
Okay,
With friends.
there we go. Locked down officially. Way to go, everybody.
We did it.
Did you
Wait, what did
guys?
Serial pick?
Google.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you think about that story last week from Kotaku, Jason Schreier, who was mentioned earlier in this podcast, about Google, in theory, getting into gaming in a big way?
We'll see. I don't know that it's anything indicative of anything major other than reinforcing the idea that streaming is going to be pretty big next gen.
I'm really bummed out about the streaming future. If it works, great. I have no confidence in it delivering decent gameplay.
It's just people are getting ahead of themselves, thinking
so.
like, well, I need something for the
Also,
future. Let's go with this.
I mean, it's great for the companies because they can sell games without having to impart anything. Like they don't have to give us anything to give for us to give them money to consume media. But I don't know what the value is for me, I guess, other than I get to play higher end games without having to buy a high end PC.
Right. Guarantee that they work.
Yeah.
Right. But in theory, if there's always another option, like even they talked about that Google's maybe talking about hardware. I think Kotaku had like 5 sources that like there's serious talks about Google getting into
I believe
streaming.
it's happening. I think Jason's story is good. And I'm not excited about that potential future.
Right.
Unless
There's no way it's not a streaming thing.
yeah.
For one of the options at
Yes.
least, yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, the detail, and I think only one source mentioned this as like a possibility, but something that I got super excited about, and it actually ties back to DMC, is the idea of like, if you're stuck in a game, if you're playing through, the equivalent of like if you're opening up a new tab in Google Chrome is what they mentioned, and playing high-end games through that, just through streaming. If you get stuck, you can just hit a button, and then it will find a YouTube walkthrough video and overlay it exactly where you are.
That's right.
Isn't that amazing?
You can pick your level of racism in that video.
I just love
just
the idea
don't
of
think
not
you
having to
take it-
scrub through walkthroughs anymore.
But like we think about, like we watched, you always have this good example of you're watching something on the Wii U and it had all the data
Right.
on the screen, but you still went to Google to like look up the actors.
Because like the IMDb stuff was on the
Yeah, like I
gamepad,
don't,
yeah.
I don't see it. And plus, that option like exists in some games. Like you think of like Donkey Kong Country Returns, you could press a button to have the game take over and show you exactly what to do
Right.
if you got stuck. I didn't use it. I don't. I would
I think
still
for
see
different
myself.
styles of games, I think it would come in handy.
I don't know. I just don't see it being. I think I would be like, well, I would. It would never. It just wouldn't be perfect enough for me to not just Google exactly what I want.
I
using
think
my phone.
that feature ties into sort of my overall speculation about this, is that it's sort of like the snap feature on the Xbox, where it's like,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, ideally to have like a second screen on your other screen, because people watch stuff on multiple screens, but I think people just like their own ad hoc solutions to that stuff. But overall, I think this is the streaming thing overall, I think is going to be one of those things where it's maybe sort of a larger version of what Microsoft tried to do early on in this generation. It's like, oh yeah, always online, like always cloud streaming stuff is going to be big. And I think people will push that stuff really hard at the beginning, and I think they'll probably get a lot of backlash to that and then pull back towards the later part of this.
It's gonna be the exact same thing. And it'd be funny too if Sony just plays the exact move again of like, no streaming here, and everyone's like, yeah, let's
Except
go
this
for
time
there.
they have to do it by like saying, hey, now it's downloading 20 gigs, and they wait around for those 20 gigs to download, and then they start playing God of War.
Right.
I will say I do like the idea of Google getting into that mix of like
Just to shake
hiring
things up?
developers. Yeah, I like the idea of someone else entering with,
well,
with the
Amazon's
money
done
of
it before.
Google.
Well, that's the weird part. I mean, it's such an easy analogy to say and look at Amazon, and they were pushing, in theory, a couple years ago. I mean, they bought Double Helix, like the Strider team, the Killer Instinct team that made the new ones. And then that we just haven't heard anything from that game since. They've canceled a game recently. They released the Amazon Fire, which I've never heard a single person talk about. Outside of like buying Twitch, Amazon in the gaming space, and there's the Lumberyard engine, it's just a zero. And so Google's bigger in theory, but I just don't trust Silicon Valley companies to go in a good way. And I don't like, they want to buy studios apparently. I don't know what company, after the example from Double Helix, would be like, yep, let's go.
Yeah, it's also, I think there was also like a while ago, there was talks of like Apple getting into the gaming space. It's like, oh, if Apple gets in the games, we're
All the
all
time.
screwed.
Pippin.
And nothing came of that. So like,
After Pippin, a post-Pippin world. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. I hope that, especially if it starts like exactly when next gen starts, here's Google in the fray. I think that'd be fun just to shake this up.
I would love to be proven wrong about streaming. Like if it works really well, awesome. Like that would be cool. But I don't have confidence. And
All right. If it lags or skips or delays like once every half hour, it's trash.
yeah, and I think people make the assertion like, oh, there's some games, maybe not fighting this, but I feel like any game, like if first person, third person, like where I feel like if I move, it takes a second too long, I'm just like, I'm done. Like even playing Detroit, like the how slow those characters move sometimes makes me want to throw my controller.
Yeah.
Plus playing on PS Now, it's just like I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Even if there isn't really
It
that
is-
much of a
yeah.
delay, I'm trying to measure it in my mind.
Right.
Which is a problem with me.
Yeah, I understand. Email of the week. What do you guys like?
I actually like the desk one. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
This
I love
thing on your
self-serving.
desk.
I like the good names.
Good. Yeah, I think we all did
Swearing fealty.
research too, which I think is funny that
Yeah.
we came in with names. That was
Swearing fealty to corporations is interesting.
was good
Yeah.
And something where it's good to practice doing that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That
get
is
ready.
true.
Yeah,
Warm
yeah.
up the muscles a little bit.
Yeah.
Surreal?
Yeah, I think the streaming one is my favorite.
We didn't really ask about that. It was just about swearing loyalty, and we kind of took it in a different direction. But is that just the goal of like creative email? Brought us in a new direction? Was informative?
That's fun.
All right. Mr. Hardy. Oh, by the way, he also wrote in, failure to comply will result in the convicted having all electronic devices confiscated, and further, the guilty party will be forced to use one of the following: Virtual Boy, Zune, Nokia N-Gage. Time to decide. Choose wisely. Welcome to the
use a Zune.
future. You will like it. It's the law.
That's good.
All right, there we go.
Zooms are okay.
Mr. Hardy from Seattle. Congratulations. We'll put you up on the big board. Welcome to the bright world of gaming,
You did it,
Seattle.
man.
Welcome to God's country.
Welcome to God's country. There's a better way to phrase it. Okay, as for now, back of the box trivia.
Yeah.
Fun trivia. Play along at home. Who's
gonna win?
Here it is. And welcome back to the Game Informer Show. I'm still here, now joined by the fierce competitors, Dan Tack.
We got a real big show.
Hell yeah. Kyle Hilliard.
Hi.
Jeff Cork.
I'm going to murder all of you.
It's going to be so much fun. What we're doing, back of the box trivia. If you're new to the show, if you've never heard it before, here's how this works. We have a vault, as we call it, a Game Informer with every game ever made. More or less. I had to Google a couple game cases.
Someone stole God of War.
That's a hell of a lot of games. And so I go up there with my phone and I take pictures of the back of the cases. Come down here. I'm going to read the descriptions, omitting key giveaway terms. First person to buzz in with their name gets to have one guess as to what that game is. Everybody gets one guess.
Yes.
Also, Dantak, this is very important.
There's this really stupid rule.
If you are the last person...
It's a smart, important rule.
It's crucial. If you're the last person to buzz in, you legally have to put your hands behind your head and say, I could get used to this.
Interns have
Before
gone to
you buzz
prison
in.
for not doing this.
Before you buzz in.
Yeah. Well, because
Yes,
like,
because
say, I go get it wrong, Court goes, you get it wrong, then you say, I
Because
can
you
get
can
used
sit
to
back,
this.
hear the description, really take your time before the buzzer counts down. This is
I
fierce.
do have a question.
Yes, sir.
How did this rule come to be? I'm legitimately curious.
It started because realistically, it is completely stolen from Comedy Bang Bang. I believe it was when Bob Odenkirk was on and he was pretending to reveal the ending of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And he talked about how Walt Jr. jumps into the pool outside of their house, and then Walt puts on sunglasses and looks at the camera and puts his hands behind his head and says, I could get used to this.
All right.
Credits.
No,
And so-
Which is crazy that that's how it actually ended.
And somehow that then worked into this game. I don't know. It's just
All
a
right.
go-to funny thing when you're relaxing, you know?
I got you.
After killing people and murdering Nazis with a gun or whatever. Okay, you guys ready?
Sure. Let's do
I'm
it.
not buzzing in if I say yes, am I?
Well, you got to say your name to buzz in. So.
Okay.
Cork. God,
Reminder everybody, it is 4th of July week.
Ooh,
Just a little heads
hot
up.
out.
I don't want to tip my hand here, but hoo-ah.
it's consider it tipped.
Fight World War II for the first time. Tomorrow is D-Day. Tonight, you land behind enemy lines. The tide of the war is in your hands. You are an elite Special Forces agent sent to execute covert operations. Kyle.
Medal of Honor.
Correct, Kyle.
Heyo.
I'm sure.
First time.
Do you think any grandpas like read the back of that box? Like, what the hell?
yeah.
Electronic Arts, my butt. Ignite the revolution. The American colonies. 1775. New York City. No. Sorry, it's Hamilton.
That wasn't even the right year.
I know. As a
Kyle.
Kyle.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Kyle, very good.
Yeah, all right. This is gonna be a
Limited
real quick
games
one.
in there, but yeah. Kyle's already at 2. Attack and Cork, I forget what you guys are at, but I don't think it's 2.
It's not two.
It's less than 2.
Okay. Arcade Power! Explosive 3D racing. Second to none.
Cork.
Jeff.
Cruising USA.
Incorrect.
Oh.
The ultimate driving experience. Sega Saturn's smooth 3D texture mapped graphics create high speed. Kyle.
Daytona, USA?
There we go. Kyle at 3. Daytona, USA.
Man, what,
I should get half a point though.
You
'cause
should.
I did get USA.
You got the USA.
I'll
All right.
consider
a
it.
mercy rule is going to have to be in effect here.
Okay, here we go.
Playing a 5, right?
No mercy in America, baby.
Is that the new
Cutthroat.
catchphrase?
Yeah, I think so. All right. Come. Get. Some. The king is back. Cocked, loaded, and ready for action. Blank is pure, unadulterated fun. Bastard alien hordes are stealing Earth's women. But Jeff.
Duke Nukem Forever?
There we go.
Nice.
Jeff Cork. Duke Nukem forever.
What? That's... Okay.
GamePro called it a booze-chugging, stripper-ogling, baddie-blasting good time. So
Wait, this is forever? The most recent?
yeah.
It said fun.
Okay.
Part of that don't you understand?
Is it not a stripper-ogling time?
That's true.
It is
Baddie
that.
blasting? These are just... they just took facts from the review. It wasn't
Technical
good.
terms.
Rediscover another world. Join the young king as he sets out on an epic quest to found a new kingdom. And, with the help of some new friends, unite his world and save its people from a terrible evil.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Nino Kuni 2?
There we go, Kyle.
That one
It's not
requires
very
some knowledge
patriotic.
of the game. Well,
To understand why it's a little bit more patriotic than most.
it is, yeah. it's a little bit of
One of the main characters is
a
the president of the United States.
spoiler!
It's not a spoiler. It's
think
the
it counts.
concept. It's the first minutes of the game. They
So?
talked about it in trailers and stuff.
If the first, if so, like when you discover in the original Assassin's Creed that it's all a simulation, even though it happened in the first 5 minutes, you wouldn't consider that a spoiler?
I don't think that's on this level at all. It's
I think it
explaining
is.
who a character
I enjoyed
is.
that game more because I didn't know that you were playing as the president when you started it.
Keep fighting.
Wait, playing as the president?
Yes, the president of the United States.
Of
Nino
America.
Cooney?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yes, it's awesome. It's
got a
awesome.
ponytail.
Imagine if you didn't know that going
I
into
did
that
not
game.
know that.
But you never would have played it if I wouldn't have told you.
Yeah, you're
not
right.
It's
gonna
very
play
good.
it anyway.
It's a very good
I
game.
probably won't play it anyway.
Damn it, you guys.
Prove me wrong, Dan.
The United States of America.
Stinks.
Whatever. Elevated to the highest position, your blanks have reached presidential status. Having proved their mettle against the rival gangs, it's now time to crank things up to a galactic level. Use superpowers to rain down destruction. Buddy up with a friend and tackle the Sin invasion together. Kyle.
Saints Row 4?
Kyle Hilliard
Okay.
takes the entire game. What a slaughter. This is how stupid I am. I saw the back of this box and thought it said the United States of America, and then as reading it, had to pivot hard to try and not say Saints.
Okay.
Because it says the United Saints of America on the top.
Well, we thought you said stinks. So
Yeah.
Right.
so-
Well, I masked my words well.
I was worried
did
that it
well.
had a subtitle. I knew pretty quickly what you were talking about.
yeah.
But I thought it
Get
might
Out
be...
of Hell was the
Okay.
expansion thing.
Gotcha.
Then after that, you guys want to keep rolling?
Yeah.
This is
I don't
just
know.
this is gravy.
This Kyle domination is just.
Tack, is your mic working over
yeah,
there?
I think it's broken.
Oh my god!
I think it's
Check your
broken.
brain too. All right, Tack. This one's
That's
for you.
definitely broken.
Here we go. This one's for you, Tack. Tack. This one's for you. Here we go.
Blank Craft 2.
With blank 4, history as you know it is history. Rule throughout time and create your own legacy.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Is this Civilization 4?
Yes, Jeff Cork takes it. Tack.
What?
That's a layup, brother. It's one of your favorite games of all
I don't know.
time.
I need to get a coffee or something.
New brain coffee.
Sure, that would be
Tay.
good.
No.
I'd take one of those.
Don't reward
Anyways,
him for that.
To determine the fate of an empire, you must conquer the new world. The makers of the award-winning Blank franchise bring you the 3rd installment of the highly acclaimed series. Command one of the 8 mighty European powers. Dan.
Age of Empires 3.
There we go, Dan Tech. Happy birthday, America.
Yeah.
Write down a point from you. Wrote down Cork's
you're right.
nonsense point.
Oh, you know what? I just haven't been writing down Tack's points. That's the problem here.
That's right.
I'm sorry. It's off the charts. Okay. The fate of the new world is in your hands. Wield the power of the ring. Face the challenge of the new world. The award-winning Blank series continues with new characters, new moves, and new dangers. This is a deep cut. Power of the ring.
Oh, so we're done.
Yeah, we know it's
Yeah,
a Lord of the Rings
okay.
game.
Fate of the new world is in your hands. Wield the power of the ring. Face the challenge of the new world. And just so you know, I'm going to have some quick judgment with this point tally. Determining this conqueror of the ring.
Can you give us better hints? I see you winking furiously, but I don't know what
PlayStation
it means.
2. RPG.
Kyle.
Hilliard.
It's Lord of the Rings, and it has the word third in it, right?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm not going to ask for any more
5,
hints.
4, 3, 2, 1. Shadow Hearts from the New World.
Oh.
Everybody.
Okay, so what is the Lord of the... Because, yeah, you have that ring mechanic.
The
in
Judgment
there.
Ring. It's awesome. Yeah.
What is the turn-based Lord of the Rings RPG called? Lord of the Rings... Isn't it the Third Age?
Tickle of the Third Age.
The
I think
Third
it's
Age.
called,
Pretty
yeah.
sure there was more than one, actually.
Third Age.
Third Age. The Third Age.
Okay, blank. Blank is back. In the latest installment of the critically acclaimed series from director Blank. Top secret weapons technology is being mysteriously transported undercover. Jeff.
Perfect Dark Zero?
Incorrect. Very interesting guess. Top secret weapons technology is being mysteriously transported under cover of an oil tanker. Kyle.
Metal Gear Solid 2, The Sons of Liberty.
There we go. I like if they did put on the back of the Perfect Dark box from the acclaimed director, whoever his name was. Don't quite recall.
Rare guy.
One of the good ones. All right, Cork, this is you. Feel the need for speed. They're back, and they're badder than ever. Faster, stronger, and with all new moves. 12 of the greatest fighters from across the globe are ready to do battle. Choose your champion and get ready for the big brawls. You try to earn the right to battle blank for the title. And just when you think you've mastered it all, crank it up a notch and go blank. Cover your head as blank dives at you from above and hear your neck crack as blank hits you with the turbo spinning clothesline. Stare in disbelief as blank disappears before your eyes and blank unleashes her blazing fireball. Watch in awe as blank fights blank and blank does a hurricane kick in midair. Survive, Dan.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
There we go, Dan Tag. Good call. Corey, it's one of your favorite games, man.
Well, I know it started with Street Fighter. I didn't know which one, though.
Yeah, I could not figure.
That was
Need for Speed.
the turbo. Yeah, that was smart, Dan. You're a smart guy.
Also, I like that Street Fighter just has the words Need for Speed on the back of their box.
I like how every single game today has been, it's back. It's back.
Blank is
Something's back.
America is back. No, America, 1911.
1776.
New York City. Pardon me. No, okay, America, 1911. The Wild West is dying.
Kyle.
Red
Dead Redemption.
There we go. Outlaws to the
Wow.
end. There we go. This is, according to some sham magazine, the most photorealistic video game we've ever seen from Game Informer. Winner of 40 plus E3 awards, including Best of Show, Best Action Game, Best Shooter, and Best Graphics. Multiple Game of the Year winner, Blank, presents Blank, the next generation of blank shooter and one of the most anticipated games of the year. Fight as a member of U.S. forces and British Spec Ops in global hotspots to eliminate a well-armed, ruthless force of international separatists. Take the fight online where persistent stats unlock dozens... Kyle.
Full Spectrum Warrior?
Incorrect.
Okay.
A lot of hype around this game. It seems
Apparently.
like, from the back of the box. Take the fight online where persistent stats unlock dozens of customizable weapons and abilities like calling in attack helicopters and fighter jets to dominate your opponents. One of the deepest online shooters of all time, says IGN.com.
Jeff. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
There we go. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. We'll take it. Congratulations.
I wanted to say Evolve initially because you're talking about all
me
the
too.
E3 game of the show awards.
Oh, really? The most hyped E3 game ever?
Yeah.
Photorealistic.
I still
We don't
love
use
that you have
anymore.
that Evolve. What are those ugly things called? Junko Pops?
Funko Pop.
Yeah, the Funko Pop. You have the Evolve Hank model sitting on
Yes.
your desk. Just because it looks like you?
Yeah, this old dumb guy.
I went to Toys R Us this weekend because, they're getting rid of everything.
Yes.
And they had a big bin of Funko Pops, and they were just like a couple of Mass Effect Andromeda figures
really?
in there. And I was just like, oh, poor Mass Effect Andromeda.
Everything gets pop.
Everything gets a pop. Blank's back. Bigger and badder than ever before. Well, let me correct this. I don't think there's anything badder about this, but sure.
Okay.
All right. This time, it's a fierce, action-packed battle. What the hell? To free the land of Subcon from the curse of the evil wart. Come on, you guys. Dan.
Super Mario 2.
There we go. I'll take it.
Bros 2, right? To be clear,
Yeah,
right?
to be clear,
All
but
right.
Dan gets it. Look, gotta throw this dog a bone sometimes. Woof woof. Super Mario Brothers USA, as it was known.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Fun fact. Blank needs you.
And he's back.
Plan your squad strategy. Use teamwork to lay ambushes. Pilot Blank's ultimate weapon. Fight to save history. Join the forces of Blank. Strike team eliminating the alien menace. Kyle.
Conduit 2?
Incorrect. And harness the power of Blank to outmaneuver, outflank, and outfight your enemies. Play as Fire Emblem characters using compatible amiibo figures on the new 3DS.
I should have waited a little bit.
Fight to save history. Join the forces of
It's that
Blank.
stupid. I don't know the name of it. It's that stupid
Strike team-
It's that steampunk thing.
Strike team eliminating the alien menace.
Yeah, I know the game.
Yeah.
I just never played it.
Play as Lincoln, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
5,
I don't know the name.
4,
I
know the name.
3,
Steam.
Oh.
Dan, Federation? No.
Federation versus... No.
Code
Incorrect. Oh, take it away, Kyle. You got it.
Codename Steam.
There we go. Codename Steam, ladies and gentlemen.
Which I always remember them revealing that at E3, an event, and saying, "By the way, this is what the game is called. It's not it's not a code name. The name of the game is Codename Steam. This
Unlike
is the real
every
name.
other Nintendo game they reveal with project or codename in the title.
This is the real title, Codename Steam.
We're going with this, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you at the bottom of the ocean.
And then when they opened it up for Q&As, all anyone asked about was Advance Wars.
Yeah, I mean, then why not?
It's kind of like Advance Wars. God, remember how long those enemy turns were in that game?
Yeah.
And they patched it, which is nice.
it, yeah.
Prepare for the future. From the creators of the award-winning Blank comes Blank, featuring one of the most realized game worlds ever created. Create any kind of character you want and explore the open wastes of post-apocalyptic Blank.
Kyle?
Kyle.
Fallout 3?
There we go. Damn good, Kyle.
Kyle is.
Stop writing down our points.
I would like to compare the box of like Fallout 3 and how much they have to sell it, like from the guys who made Oblivion versus like Fallout 76 versus like it's Fallout, everybody buy it, you will. Screw
Buy
you.
We made
you
more
will.
of these than the original Fallout, so just get over it.
The fate of the world is in your hands.
Seems to be a lot today.
You're in the cockpit against Earth's deadliest menace in the high-tech flight-based game with blazing arcade thrills.
Jeff, Independence Day?
There we go, Jeff Cork, Independence
You
Day.
gave me the Morse code clue, which I appreciated.
A Hanson favorite.
It's true. It's bad, but I played it a lot. Bogey Undertale, coming
It's
home.
back.
That's right. It's badder than ever, just like Mario.
Alien, save the world.
I like calling Super Mario Brothers 2 action-packed as well. I guess, technically, if picking vegetables is an action.
It's
And
probably
throwing them.
That's true.
It's like the slowest of the three. I would
It's pretty
say.
intense.
No, Dan has a good point. Their world, his rules. Play as Blank, the world's biggest blank star. In this fast-paced action shooter, you and the Blank will battle across 2 countries to collect your payday and exact your revenge on those who have crossed you. Featuring 18 exclusive new tracks. Fast-paced action shooter with arcade-style point system, brawler-style combat with brutal melee counter kills, co-op online multiplayer with the Blank unit, upgrade your arsenal with over 20 realistic weapons, 40 tracks, and 9 classic music videos featuring Blank and Blank.
Oh, man.
I was going to say I wasn't fully paying attention, but Jeff, was that 50 Cent Blood in the Sand?
There we go, Jeff
Ah,
Cork. Look, you can
nice.
win this game by barely paying attention. That's how smart you are. So pretty. All right. The Blank game is aimed squarely at testosterone-laden college students, spring breakers, and, well, any red-blooded American guy.
A guy game?
There we go. I don't know
gonna
if
say the
Kyle
guy
might have
game.
taken it too.
I was
but-
going to say the guy game. as
Okay,
well.
good. Look, this is
We'll
all bonus.
we'll
Kyle's
share that-
officially the
that,
king.
Invisible point.
It's true.
All right.
The greatest rock and roll game is about to begin. Cruise along with Blank and Blank, those all-time blank men, in this crazy platform game, an explosive mix of adventure, comedy, and music. Backed by popular demand, the Blanks...
Kyle. Blues Brothers 2000?
Incorrect. Are out to conquer the stage one more time. To an upbeat rhythm, you set off across town, but it ain't that easy. You've got to escape from prison, swim through the catacombs, shoot to the upper heights of the big city before you start the concert. Creating chaos and confusion, you enter Charlie, the crazy Khan, and Horatio, the deadly Game Informer magazine sticker covering up the rest of the case. Music frenzy, and now they're ready to do it again.
Jeff, isn't this Blues Brothers?
There we go. Blues Bros of the NES. They tried to like pitch that as a sequel to the film, apparently.
That's why I went with the N64 game. I
Yeah,
think that's
it's
called
smart.
Blues Brothers 2000.
You're totally right.
It's a sequel.
Weird
We played that on
N64.
With the
Replay
little kid, right?
recently. Yeah. It's a good one.
It's really good.
It's funny.
Welcome to the wild world of sports. Fight or flight? The Blank are ready to square off, and frankly, they don't believe you're up to the challenge. But it's up to you to prove them wrong. Blank, 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 and Lace are all ready and waiting to psych you out of your game. You choose the order in which you'll compete, including the joust, the assault,
Jeff.
Powerball. Jeff.
American. Oh no, it's Gladiators.
No.
American Gladiators.
Wow, what a weird blank in your brain.
I would say American Ninja Warriors, but
No.
Oh,
it's
wow,
not that.
boo.
It's American Gladiators.
So if you think you're good, you better be great.
Wait,
because
did
these
he get
guys
it or not?
are bad. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I just like that ending. You
These
think
guys are
you're
bad.
good?
They are bad.
Experience the brutality, greed, and lust that was the West. When life robs Colton White of all that matters, the only thing left he can trust is his blank, all capital
Jeff.
letters. Jeff.
Gun.
There we go.
Oh.
Gun. Beautiful. Experience the intensity, carnage, and chaos of the war that divided a nation. Fight as a blank or blank soldier in 12.
Jeff, History Channel presents the American Civil War.
History Channel presents Civil War,
Civil War.
A Nation Divided.
Damn it. Okay.
You don't get it.
No, it's no good. Real combat, plastic men.
Okay.
Prepare for combat in an all-new 3D world where blank
Kyle.
and Kyle.
Army Men 3D.
Army Men 3D.
Okay.
Congratulations, you guys.
Wow.
We did it.
Kyle, I'm very impressed. Out of the
Kyle's
gate,
cleans it
so
up.
strong.
It was an honor just to be invited.
Yeah, wasn't it though?
Yeah.
I
And
spent a lot of time reading the back of boxes. So
yeah, and occasionally
I
it's an
memorized
honor
them
to
all.
live in the United States of America. I'm sorry for our international audience for this very America-themed round, but, 4th of July, right, Dantec?
Yeah, that's right.
There
Let's
we
get some
go.
dogs going.
Get some dogs on the grill. All right, boys, let's go out and have a good weekend. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this overall episode of the Game Informer Show. Be sure to tune in on Thursday. We'll have a new episode waiting for you. Bye, everybody.